Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
And this is Milton with the Sports Truth.
The truth will set you free.
All right.
Today's topics are...
Today, we have a few hot topics before we jump into our power rankings and our 5 random questions. I guess I'll start off with the Padres. It's not good news. They're 10 games back. The Dodgers are on fire ever since they made their last-minute trades. And the Giants happen to have the best record in baseball. So I went to go talk to my friends at work. Maybe this was being blown up and it wasn't as bad as I thought. But according to most of the hardcore Padre fans, people that go to the games, watch it religiously, they seem to hit the panic button and say that it's pretty much over. I mean, they're even losing their grasp on the last wild card. So,
oh, come on, Padres.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
just get a wild card.
Just to get a wild card. I mean, between the Dodgers and Giants, they're not letting go of their grip on the NL West. So they do have the hardest schedule out of any team. So there's a lot going against the Padres. Started off really promising, but
injuries.
Maybe because I'm a casual fan and don't know all the details, I'm still holding out hope. So I mean, sometimes things look really bad.
If only Matt was here, right?
I know,
he
exactly.
Would let us know
He would. That's true. He would shed the truth on there. But I remember one season as a Niner fan, and my Niners. This was back in the Montana days. They were 6-5 through
panic button.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to, but back then, especially when you're younger, you just always think that your team's going to figure out a way to resolve the issues. And from then on, they didn't lose one game, went through the playoffs, and then had that game against the Bengals where Montana threw it to Taylor to win. So I'm not saying that the Padres are going to do that, but when things look bad, I mean, you didn't even go to the Bucks. They were 7-5, and they didn't look good at all. And then they went on a run, won the rest of their games, and went in the playoffs. And the rest is history.
Probably the San Diego curse, and you jinxed them.
Yeah, I mean,
you jinxed them.
It could be. I mean, someone did mention the San Diego curse.
That's what
when
I just
mentioned
said too.
The Padres. Hopefully, that San Diego curse doesn't apply to the Los Angeles Chargers.
It kind of does. They still have injuries. I don't know why. There's a bad, trainers or something. I don't know.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm still gonna cheer on Tatis and the Padres and hope to get into the playoffs. That's all you need to do is get into the playoffs, and it's a different season.
Also, one more thing. Happy 20th podcast.
Oh yeah, the 20th podcast.
We've done 20, so it's good. We're doing a really long power ranking for our 20th.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect.
Whoever's stuck with us so far, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
There's going to be lots of good golden nuggets here.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right, number 2 is all the preseason games that are going on. There's only 3 instead of 4. I've been watching a lot more, but it could be fool's gold because yesterday I was watching the Patriots beat up on the Eagles and
Mac Jones is the real deal.
He is.
He's good for what he does.
Yeah, he's good for what he does. A short intermediate pass, the 2 tight end sets.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
exactly what
the
running back by committee. Yeah,
Emperor got his toy.
But the thing is, I was watching Cam Newton, and you know what? His throws were looking good, and so
don't say that you jinxed it.
I mean that's. I always told myself as far as betting goes, don't bet against Belichick, don't bet for Cam Newton. And so I could just see this going on, and in years before I'd have been like, oh, okay, I guess everything's okay with Cam Newton. But man, a couple games into the season, his arm's going to stop working, and then Mac Jones is going to
be the next Tom Brady.
Yeah. Someone made an interesting point and said that Cam and Mac, they're each other but spelled backwards.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So you're saying Cam Newton's the Drew Bledsoe of Mac because once Cam gets injured or whatever, he's gonna come in like Brady came in for Drew Bledsoe and Drew never got his job back.
Sure.
Why not? Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's gonna happen.
Okay. Let's see what else.
Okay. What about Trey Lance? You watched Trey Lance?
Yeah, I did.
Are you happy you got him?
Yeah, I was happy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I saw Justin Fields and I was like, oh.
You should have gotten
man,
Justin Fields. You didn't
got
listen to me.
I should have gotten Justin Fields.
You had him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's better prepared to play now than
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. But Trey Lance is.
Well, congrats, Bears. You traded up and you got the guy. I think Justin Fields is gonna do pretty good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everything I've seen from him, he looks the best prepared out of any of the 5 that got drafted in the first
rookies.
round.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I want the real thing. I guess the 49ers and the Chargers play this Sunday. I gotta work, but I wish I could watch that game just to see.
Interesting.
Both sides, yeah. Okay, and then there is college football, which is right around the corner. Alabama's again the #1 team.
How do they do the rankings for college football? By the way, I never understood that.
It's all based on riders.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they know about football?
Unless
they played it.
No, they probably played it, or
if not, then
yeah. But they're thinking of going from 4 teams to 12 teams.
Of what?
For the playoffs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're just trying to copy the NFL at this point because the NFL has 14 playoff slots now.
Right.
You're literally copying the NFL. Isn't that like a legal issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think 12's a bit much because really only
do 8. Not 4.
Yeah, 8's perfect. I don't know why you would jump from 4 to 12.
That's a lot. Well, money.
Yeah,
each
money.
Bowl is
right. But I mean, you could get 8 really good teams.
We'll just call it the Elite 8.
Yeah.
Or the Sweet 6.
Yeah.
The Sweet 12
is then you're starting to invite like the University of Cincinnati's and the University of Central Florida,
kind of middle lower people.
Yeah, the ones really that like do really well in their mid-major conferences,
but then they get wrecked.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe eventually, but just slow your roll and go from 4 to 8.
What would you call the 12 if it's a Elite 4 or Elite 8 and then Sweet 16? What's 12 then? Something 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Magnificent 7.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And then. So, and the last thing I want to say before we get into the power rankings is the 3 different levels. So, there's the top 10, there is the bottom 10, the cellar dwellers, and then there's a group in the middle that I call stuck in the middle. Teams that could slip into the top 10 or sink into the
you should have a 4th category, playoff, the top 14. Like I just said, who's going to be in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we could touch on that too. Yeah. All right, so I have the power rankings right here in front of me. There is, of course, 32 teams, and I am going to reveal the truth.
Yep, if your team gets destroyed, I'm sorry to offend you, but it's the truth.
Yeah. The truth for each one of these teams will set them free. Okay?
If they listen, yeah.
Yeah, if they listen, okay? So I'm getting ready to put out the truth for 32 teams. And if you listen, if the owners are listening or the coaches or whatever, then please.
Or players.
Yeah, or players. Exactly. All right. So we are going to start off. I'm going to go from the bottom and work my way up to the top because no one wants to hear the awesome teams and then hear about all the crappy teams. So
of course, we're going to start from crap and then the good.
All right, and then you can give me your comments on it.
Sure, let me know when I can comment.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. All right, so at number 32, we have the Houston Texans. Okay, so my truth for them is you need to force ownership to sell the team. Okay? I mean, because it all starts before you get to the nucleus, which is the quarterback and the coach and everything. It all starts with an owner that allows the coaches to do what they're supposed to.
And the GM, too.
Yeah, no, of course, the GM's got to be a part of the solution. But, oh, man. Okay. So, as far as this owner goes, he's allowed multiple...
superstars to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it as a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So he allowed Bill O'Brien to be both a coach and a general manager, which was a disaster. I mean, that's only the whole coach GM is only allowed for like Belichick or Bill Walsh or Mike Holmgren. I mean, there's just a few people out there that
Who was the guy on the Broncos that did both?
Shanahan.
Really? I thought it was the old quarterback for the Broncos. That was the
Oh, Kubiak.
or whatever.
Yeah, no, he didn't do general manager though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get heat for that. I forgot what his name is. The quarterback that was for them. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so once you gave Bill O'Brien the power of GM, he let go of DeAndre Hopkins and sent him packing. I mean,
and JJ Watt,
yeah,
who used to be defensive NFL MVP.
Right.
Twice.
I mean, that's a little bit more understandable
Come
because he's on his last leg. He's
You say that as a Niners fan. We're only going to speak the truth here.
Okay.
As a Cardinals fan, he's going to do fine. Because he's not going to be the main focus. It's going to be Chandler Jones. So he can actually get some sacks.
He
Yeah.
could.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah. I mean, this owner's been accused of being a good old boy.
What does that even mean? What does a good old boy even mean? Please enlighten the
good
audience.
old boy
Yeah.
is just they like the way they don't
What?
like to move on and include change in their life. They just
You're just what?
I mean, usually the good old boy refers to being a little bit of a racist.
Oh, do you think he's a racist?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
He's been accused of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, when you're rich, and super white, there's a chance that you're a good old boy.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry if I've offended Texan fans.
I think you have. It's too late, dude.
That's
They're
all right.
offended at being fans.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, just he didn't include Deshaun Watson in a lot of these important decisions.
No.
Who was going to be the general manager, who was going to be the coach, getting rid of the best wide receiver, or at least one of the best or top wide receivers in the league in DeAndre
I'd say
Hopkins.
he's top two.
Yeah,
three.
top two,
Easy.
top three. At
Easily.
times he's been the top receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, along with like Devontae
The
Adams,
Hail
Tyreek
Murray.
Hill.
That's all I got to say. Hail
Yeah,
Murray.
yeah, exactly.
Over 3 Bills defensive backs. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, this whole team is a mess. Starting, with Deshaun Watson.
Is he still being charged with all that
yeah,
stuff? Or what? Is he going to go to court? What's going
the
on?
FBI is investigating. I mean,
I'm amazed they haven't released him yet with all that controversy.
yeah.
We're only speaking
the
the truth here, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, his enjoyment of getting happy endings with his massages.
Didn't end well for him.
Yeah. So, and along with all that, you have a new rookie head coach, David Culley, I think his name is.
I think so, yeah.
And a new GM. So
Oh,
all you're missing is a new owner and a brand new Pro Bowl quarterback.
You know what this
and
sounds
you will
like?
rise to the rankings. What does it sound like?
Okay, I'm going to tell the truth. Because
Okay.
today, Madden 22 came out today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go on Madden 22 because I'm going to buy it today.
Oh,
I'm going to
good.
fire up the Texans. I'm going to fire every single person, release Deshaun Watson, and I'm going to rebuild the Texans, guys. In 30 seconds, I'm gonna try to get to the playoffs within 3 years. I'm going to rebuild the Texans on
Okay.
all Madden, okay?
All right, good luck
Mark my
with
words.
that.
That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? It sounds like a perfect team to play on Madden, right?
Yeah,
To try
exactly.
to rebuild them.
Definitely. All right. Number 31, the Detroit Lions.
Oh God, Goofy Goff. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yup.
The new rookie head coach, Dan Campbell, I mean, he just isn't going to cut it.
The third time's a charm, ankle biter, right?
Yeah.
I know we've said it every time, but what's the last time you've ever heard a coach say that? Come on, Milton.
Oh.
Audience too. What's the last time you've heard that?
It's been a while since,
I don't think anyone's ever said that as a coach, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Come
not
on.
just like a one-time thing. I mean, that's his permanent speech.
His
and
personality.
His
is
personality.
Just, what's
Yeah.
going on?
And then so you got to wonder, how did Dan Campbell even get in this position? I blame it on an outdated ownership. of
Like,
the
oh,
li-
another good old boy. Okay, good. But not
Well, I'm not sure
not
he's
in
a-
racist terms.
Right,
I'm saying
right.
favoritism and knowing people, playing favorites. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much he thinks that his team can outmuscle and bully to get to the wins.
Trying to be like the Chicago Bears from 1985. It's not going to work, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't have Hall of Famers.
And then, it's just one bad decision after another for these teams that are at the bottom of the power rankings. I mean, they hire Anthony Lynn as their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the one that made my boy Justin Herbert lose like 8 games by less than 1 score. It's on him. That's not on Herbert.
Yes,
Come on, Lynn. You ruined what would have been like the best rookie season probably any quarterback. He would have had like 11, 12 wins as a rookie. Like,
yeah, for sure.
What the hell? So yeah, you hired Anthony Lynn. Just remember, the one who had a losing record with the Chargers.
So basically, you have a combination of a frat boy for a coach.
Yep.
You know, a pressure-sensitive quarterback in Goff.
Yep. And then you got time mismanagement.
Yes, and an offensive coordinator who has terrible time management.
It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
How many wins? You know what? I'm gonna say like 1 or 2 wins. I'm not joking.
Yeah, definitely under 4. You know, I mean...
Well, there's one more game, so under 5.
Yeah. I mean, Dan the Man is... The only good thing he's doing is that he's setting up the Lions' future coach.
Yeah.
In good hands, because he is building the trenches with power and muscle. So
yeah, the offensive... Okay, I can't really knock them for the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, he was drafting for the offensive line and for the defensive line.
Yeah, the defense is fine. It's just the people at the top... It doesn't matter how strong your base is if the people at the top are like thin toothpicks and a light breeze will blow them off your amazing base of, what was it, Sewell or who did they get?
Yeah, Penny Sewell.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Penny Sewell is holding up the from the basement, he's holding up the top, if it all just falls over because of straw. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Lions. Yeah.
So neither one of these teams,
Same with the Texans.
They're not going to slip into stuck in the middle part.
Unless they draft high this year. They get the number 1 and 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long rebuilding process.
That's why I said three years on Madden 22.
You'll have to let me know
Texans. I'll let you know how it goes for you guys. It's probably going to be horrible.
All right, number 30th. Number 30?
30.
Sorry.
Yeah, you don't say 30th. What is wrong with you?
I know. That's what my wife says. What is wrong with you? She's always correcting me. Excuse me. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Even with Trevor Lawrence?
Okay. I love Trevor Lawrence. Okay, first of all, I love Urban Meyer because he brought the Florida Gators, my college football team, 2 national championships.
Yep, but
here's
the but.
Okay, so the truth basically is like, take care of your health. This is supposedly a long-term deal. Like,
really?
You know, well,
they signed him to 5 year.
They probably signed him to a 4 or 5 year. So.
Okay.
I just know Urban Meyer. I mean, he hasn't had a losing season in all his. I mean, he's a college football legend, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere he went.
The jump's harder though. Well, that's not true though. Pete Carroll did fine for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean,
they always sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, there's some college football coaches that have been able to make the transition, but for most,
we'll see. He might be the next Pete Carroll of the AFC South.
Yeah, but
anyways, continue.
I mean, you know, the nucleus is in its infancy right now.
But it should be solid, though. Give him three years.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, make this a 3-year project and not... I mean, don't be sad when you're losing more games than you're winning.
It's the NFL, dude.
I know.
Everyone here is like, what, the 1 or 2% from college? Like the cream of the crop? The drafted ones, anyway.
Yeah.
And then you have veterans who've been there 10 years and know what they're doing.
It's preseason, and I'm sure he's already being stressed out because he had to cut his boy Tim Tebow, you know?
I know. Well, he can't block, that's why.
Yeah.
If only they made him... If only they threw to him instead.
I think they should have...
Just thrown to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should have cleared his role a little bit more than saying you were a tight end. I mean, as soon as they offered him that he was going to be a tight end, it was going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Trevor Lawrence got off to a rough start.
He got sacked on his very first snap of his career.
I mean, he's playing behind a pretty leaky offensive line.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, I like about Lawrence. I talked about this before we started recording. When he got up. He didn't, shy away and get, flustered, broken, like Giovanni Carmazzi. 49ers fans, I know, I'm sorry, I had to bring this up. It was the... was it the Hall of Fame game? It was the 49ers versus the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
And Tom Brady was on the other side, and Carmazzi was on the Niners.
That's funny. What could have been?
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been awesome.
Brady still doesn't forgive you Niners for that, by the way. They were season ticket holders.
I know.
And he watched the catch.
I
And what do you
know.
do to him?
I know.
We'll get Carmazzi. We don't need Brady. Just send Brady to to the Patriots. Well, back to my point. He smiled. Trevor Lawrence smiled after he got sacked.
Okay.
I think, and then he throws that dart, that laser for a first down on the next play or something. He's gonna be like Brady. He's not gonna fold like Carmazzi.
Yeah,
So that's a good sign.
for sure.
You don't want your rookie
The
prize
future,
project
the
to go
future
down.
looks
Yeah.
bright for once in Jacksonville, but just,
Shocked.
yeah, it's not about this season. It's about
Oh no,
changing the franchise.
for sure.
So, I mean, you're going to go from, you're one of the worst teams because your NFL record says it was. So, I mean, you were 1-15.
That was bad.
Yeah.
You
And,
got Lawrence though.
the road to a future Super Bowl can lead to a lonely heart. So, basically, like, you're in it for the long haul. If you're serious about coming to the NFL,
You're gonna look like Belichick at the end.
yeah, don't let
Crossing her
don't
arms.
don't let your
Anxiety and stress or whatever
Yeah.
from losing, because it's NFL. You're gonna lose
right.
because there's other sides also elite. Like, come on, they're not like college football where the disparity is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
NFL, they're a lot closer. Even the worst NFL players are still probably better than some of the lower division college football players, right?
Definitely.
So the disparity of talent is not there anymore. Basically, everyone just has to outmaneuver the other,
Yeah.
like Belichick does.
All right. At number 29, New York Jets. And what I want to tell them
I don't know
is
about that one.
rebuild the defense.
The defense is young and good, actually. It's the offense I don't like.
Well, I mean, I
Well,
don't
we'll
know.
talk
They
about
have
that,
some
though.
issues on both sides. But
Yeah.
rebuild the defense through Robert Saleh. I mean, Saleh built his reputation as being a badass defensive coordinator for the Seahawks
Yep.
and for the 49ers. So,
I'm just worried about what's his name. What's the quarterback for the Jets?
Zach
rookie?
Wilson.
I feel bad for Zach Wilson because all that pressure's on him because he
Yeah.
doesn't have anything.
For sure. I mean, you have
come on,
a
man.
rookie quarterback, a rookie coach.
Who's
not
a
gonna win.
defensive coordinator?
They're not going to win too many games, but I give them this little sliver of hope.
What?
Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman were once rookies.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Johnson coming from Miami, the University of Miami, and then Troy Aikman coming from UCLA. And I remember that season, they were 1-15.
Yikes.
But in a couple years, they had won back-to-back Super Bowls. So,
It could happen.
yeah, well,
No, I'm just saying, like, in NFL, anything can happen.
right.
The
So-
worst team could beat the best team on any given Sunday.
So I would say for the Jets fans that a playoff appearance within the next couple years would be a huge Christmas.
Oh, for
gift.
sure.
Yeah, because you got to remember that the Bills pretty much own that division.
Some truth, though, for the Jets. Your defense, though, is not crap. It's young. That's the problem. You're
Right.
inexperienced.
Well, I mean, they had a big loss just yesterday. Carl Lawson, an expensive edge rusher, is gone for the year. So
Yikes. With that said, your coach is defensive minded, so your defense should be okay against the cellar dwellers.
yeah, that's why I'm saying rebuild the defense through Robert Saleh because
So Zach Wilson's not as pressured.
yeah.
You can run the ball more if your defense stops the other.
Yeah, I mean, I think the offense is set up as far as, some nice weapons for Zach Wilson. But the problem is with the Jets is that everything's young. The quarterback's young, the wide receiver options, the running back, the
inexperienced.
left side of the offensive line. So it's just inexperienced,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The future's fine. In the next
Yeah.
four years, they should be good because they'll
Yeah.
all be, veterans by then.
I mean, I'll just go out on a limb here and say that Robert Saleh will do a much better job than Adam Gase. Profound, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a given. That's the truth. The sports truth.
Yeah. All right. Number 28, the Bengals.
Oh no, I feel bad for the Bungles.
Yeah, the Bungles. The truth is that the shiny new toy, which was Jamar Chase, might have cost Burrow protection because they could have gone for one of those nice tackles.
Well, you see, the thing is though, Joe Burrow has a fast release, so they're just going to say, it's okay. He'll just throw it in under 2 seconds. What? No, you need a pocket. Even in modern NFL, you still need a pocket.
And the thing is that they already had some nice weapons with Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, so it wasn't like... But I get it, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
more weapons.
Especially the chemistry between these two in college. I mean, they set all types of records at LSU. So,
I mean, it might work. He just has to throw it to him fast.
Yeah,
you don't need protection. Just throw it in 2 seconds. It's fine.
I mean, another thing is that, like, you know, did you forget that you play in the AFC North? I mean, that Browns defense, the Ravens defense, the Steelers defense, they all possess top 10 defenses. So they are going to be coming in fast and furious.
But they're better at stopping the run, though. Because the AFC North defense is better at stopping the run because the other AFC teams like to run the ball.
Yeah.
So if he just throws it over them for 500 yards and still loses the game, but he throws for 500 yards, there you go, Joe Burrow. Good job, guys. You drafted him number 1.
I just know all those defenses are salivating and they want to. They're coming after Burrow's gimpy knee. It was funny when one of the Bengals players let out that Burrow didn't quite look completely comfortable on his gimpy knee, and then I was like, "Oh man, can you imagine that on the Patriots, some Patriots player said that about Cam Newton or Mac Jones?
Yeah,
that like, oh wow,
they don't because it's Belichick. He has his throat. He has his foot on everyone's throat.
Yeah,
like no one will say anything on texts.
Which goes to put the Bengals at the 28th spot at the bottom of the power rankings because
their division.
Yeah, I mean
mostly their division.
Mostly their division because it's I mean you have some top 10 at the top with the Ravens and the Browns.
They should draft heavy defense or something and try to match so it could have AFC North all top 10. That'd be scary. Can you imagine that? I would never want to go to the AFC North. No thanks. My Cardinals gonna stay over here. Oh wait, I have to deal with the Seahawks and the Niners and the Rams.
So yeah, the Bengals are at the bottom of the power rankings and they're last in the AFC North division. So
for sure.
I mean, I think everyone just puts too much that Burrow's going to save them. And
I mean, it can happen. He can throw for 400 yards every game and 4 touchdowns just to barely
They're
win.
just not up to speed when you're playing the Browns that are ready to go for a Super Bowl. The Ravens, they're ready to go to the playoffs. The Steelers, they haven't had a losing season under Tomlin, so it's just totally stacked against you. I can't imagine a scenario
Maybe I should
where
play the Bungles.
Maybe
on Madden 22. So
there you go.
Get the Bungles to beat the Browns.
Because at least with the Bengals, you'd have a quarterback. You wouldn't have a quarterback with
the Texans.
The Texans.
Damn, that's true. I'd have Joe Burrow. That's fine.
All right, number 27, the Panthers.
Oh.
Here's the truth on the Panthers.
Here we go.
Yeah. Matt Rule, you need a better option at quarterback. He tried too. He tried for Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
He tried to jump up into the draft to get the Justin Fields and some of the other, but it didn't work, you know. So I can't fault him. But Sam Darnold is not going to be the answer. And you know, with Sam Darnold, like I watch a lot of college football too, so he wasn't that great at USC. You know, I mean, he wasn't like.
He wasn't what's his name?
Yeah, Matt Leinart and Carson Palmer. I mean, they were dominant Mark Sanchez. They were all sort of dominant at USC, and I just never saw that with him. And I have yet to see it with his short time.
You know what's funny though?
With the Jets.
You know what's funny? When you switch teams, sometimes you start a whole new career. He could do good.
Yeah, he could, but I'm saying like, let's say he maximizes and does great,
and that's it. But
that's I don't think that puts him in. If you maximize Sam Darnold's talent, you still don't have a top 10 quarterback.
Oh no, he's not elite. I'm just saying though, this is his last chance.
Yeah, this is his last chance.
He has to be great. Yeah. This is it.
Or else he'll just be
a
backup for the rest of his life.
Like Tyrod Taylor. Wait a minute, Tyrod Taylor's starting. No, he was backup in preseasons, right?
Yeah.
That's right, never mind. He'll be a Tyrod Taylor, guys, where he always gets his job stolen.
I mean, the sad part is that, like, you know, you traded away Teddy Bridgewater, and you might have got worse, you know? Because if you give me the choice between Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold. I'll
Teddy
take
Bridgewater.
Brady. You know, I mean, he was like 5-0 with the Saints. He had a winning record with the Vikings. He's just sort of dealt with.
Why did Bridgewater
injury.
leave the Vikings? Because I remember when
Well,
Bridgewater was there, they were stacked on the offense.
Yeah, I think what happened was that Matt Rule thought, oh, well, I'm going to get myself Matt Stafford, or I'm going to get myself one of those key draft picks, you know?
Nope.
And it just didn't work out for
No.
him, so he ended up getting...
The last person picked. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah, is that
Like,
the
oh,
little
you
fat
scrawny
kid,
guy,
the little
here you go.
scrawny
Yeah,
guy,
come on to our team.
exactly. But, you know, there are some nice weapons surrounding the quarterback. I want to say Robbie Anderson, and of course the all-purpose Christian McCaffrey, who could get you like 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving.
Kind of like LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I give you that one.
But any Panthers fan hoping for a winning record
You're
or
gonna
a
not
playoff
get close to
spot,
it.
it's
No.
you could be sad. So what I do give you the Panthers is that instead of, I think you won 5 games last year.
Yeah, we might win 6 or 7.
You're going to win 7 this year. So there's that, because Matt Rule always has a 3-year plan in college.
Yeah.
And so by the 3rd year, he had a winning record and was going to bowl games. So it's possible, you know, after the Sam Darnold experiment doesn't work, or it works sort of,
Yeah.
then you need to go back and, okay, let's be the
Draft.
first in line this time to get a... and I think him being a rookie head coach last year ended up hurting him, because he was competing with the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans, and they've been in football forever before they were even coaches. One as a
Belichick.
son, one as the grandson of a general manager. So,
How do you forget my boy Emperor Belichick?
He has no ties. He has no...
He's got nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why they ended up with who they ended up with. So I'd still be careful betting against the Panthers. I just remember last year they always hung in there, and they beat the Chargers. And there was a couple of games where you're like, damn, these Panthers are better than we thought, you know? So
Yeah.
that's why I give them 7 wins, 10 losses. So yeah, and then maybe next year you can improve on that when you get a quarterback, because I do believe Matt Rule is a good coach. They got a good offensive coordinator in Joe Brady, who used to be the coordinator in college for Joe Burrow. So and the defense, you know, he used that whole draft 2 years ago, and the pieces are slowly there, but until you get a quarterback, you're going to be cellar dwellers.
Who's in the NFL draft right now? Who's going to be eligible? What quarterback?
I have no idea. I haven't looked that far. All right, number 26. I call them the Atlanta Falcons. What do you call them? The Dirty Birds?
The Dirty Birds,
Okay.
of course.
All right, here's the truth on the Falcons. Your defense is going to bleed points.
You're going to get burned.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So get ready for some shootouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, show us why you got that MVP.
Well, the good thing for Matt Ryan is that he does have a good coach / play caller in Arthur Smith. He was the one that came up with the creative plays for the Titans the last couple years.
Oh.
So, and you know, you got Calvin Ridley, who I see is being drafted in the fantasy football world, like top 5. And then you also have Kyle Pitts, who's supposed to be the best tight end
in this generation.
ever.
Ever? Oh, ever?
I mean, that's the hype that's going on.
That's a big thing to say there.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? He's got
for the Hall of Fame.
He's got hands. He's got speed. He's got height.
Does he have protection against injuries?
Yeah,
none of it matters.
Yeah, I don't think he really dealt with injuries too much.
Okay.
But I think one of the major problems with the Dirty Birds is, and you might agree with me here, is that they have multiple personalities. Okay.
Yes, they will slack off against other cellar dwellers, and then they'll do really good against top 5. It's like, what?
You'll see plenty of choke jobs. I mean, sort of
choke.
reminiscent of. I mean, since you're a Charger fan, and I've seen enough Chargers to like. They're the only ones that can compete with the Chargers.
Chargers choking, Falcons choking.
Yeah, I mean, and the ways that they lose. I mean,
it's crazy how they lose.
You can't even like make this shit up. You know?
Excuse our language.
Oh yeah, sorry. Did I say shoot? Sorry about that.
Okay, Rivers.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, they're occasionally upset heavy favorites.
Exactly.
Like a couple years ago when they beat the Saints and the 49ers.
And you just looked in disbelief, right?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
So basically, if you're a betting person, for the bettors out there,
yeah. Don't bet.
don't put
on
them
a
on your
Falcons game.
betting parlay ticket, okay? I told my friend Dave this. One time he told me he had this great ticket and then he had the Falcons. I was like, no. And they were winning the whole game and it looked
Then they
great. Yeah, I mean, he could have won a whole bunch of money out there. And I told him this year, Dave,
Do not bet
do
on the
not
Dirty
bet
Birds.
on. Yeah, they're just so like, don't bet for them, don't bet against them.
They're like bipolar.
They are
Not to offend anyone who has that. Just saying.
they're bipolar mixed in with multiple personalities.
It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bad. Okay, number 25, the Denver Broncos.
Nick.
Yeah. Okay, here's the truth on them. Defense and your home field advantage can only win you so many games.
Yeah, I mean, what? How many home games is it now?
Good question, because there would usually be 8 and 8, so I don't know how they're gonna.
Is it 8 and 9, 9 and 8? How do they?
They probably do like 9 and like you're gonna be 9 and 8 this year,
and then be 8 and 9 next
and then
year.
they're just gonna keep on flip flopping.
So if they get 9 home games, well then there's your 9
Yeah.
and 8 record,
Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's the altitude or what it is, but
I mean, on Madden 22 they have home field advantage. The Mile High home field advantage actually affects the
for
visitors
sure.
team.
Absolutely.
There you go. See?
Yeah. The offense is pretty loaded with weapons.
No quarterback.
Yeah, but and it's funny because the preseason is making Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater look like Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers.
It's because they're loaded.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so let's see who the quarterbacks are. I mean, when the Panthers release you after signing you to a big contract after 1 year, and then that's the quarterback you're getting, a retread, that's not good.
Journeyman quarterbacks, that's what they're called.
Right. Yeah. With Drew Lock, he is entering his 3rd season. He flashed moments of talent in his rookie year.
Oh, yeah.
But then last year, he just looked like a complete disaster.
That happens when they figure you out and they've watched your tape.
Yeah, so basically what I would do for the game plan for Vic Fangio, who's an awesome defensive coordinator, is ride your defense.
Run the ball.
Just
please run the ball.
And win low-scoring games, 2016, 16-13.
Oh, heck no, that's too high. Like 10-7. 10-7, 6-0.
And
that's the kind I want to watch. It's like really
and the
close.
honest truth is that Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert will remind the Broncos what a great quarterback really looks like.
Yeah.
And so they have to deal with that pain 4 times a year.
You know what though? You know. Hear me out.
Okay,
I'm
hearing you out.
The Denver Broncos defense can actually pick off Mahomes and.
Oh yeah, for sure. If there's any,
and my boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Herbert.
you've got shutdown corners.
Yeah, they got to be careful.
Patrick Surtain that they drafted.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the other players. Oh, Kyle Fuller from the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Ronald Darby. Yeah, their secondary is like, you better just run on them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We are still in the bottom 10.
Yeah.
Cellar Dweller. What other nicknames do you have for the
Cellar
bottom?
Dweller, Mother's Basement.
Mother's Basement. I like Mother's Basement. That's a good one. All right. Next on the list, and probably the one team that like I can't quite figure out like where they belong. Okay, it's the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay? I'd say they're Cellar Dweller, but like.
But they have the chance
top tier Cellar
yeah,
Dweller.
for sure, absolutely. Could they jump into the
light? Can they fling open the storm doors and go the sunlight?
Can they jump into the top half of the stuck in the middle? Yes. The Raiders will play the way I figured out is like hardcore gamblers. Okay, fluctuating from winning big. Okay, last year. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the
only loss the Chiefs had.
Yeah, they beat the Saints.
Yep.
Okay, with Drew Brees. They beat the Browns.
heck?
They beat the Chargers,
Yeah, they
who
did.
had their time management issues. But I
Yeah.
mean, those are some big wins. At one point, they were 6-3, and I just remember thinking like, damn, they're finally coming along. And then all of a sudden they go flat broke for like stretches of time where they lose like 4 in a row, and they're losing to like the Jets and just some bad teams.
The gamblers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're the gamblers for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, last year, I think they were 10th in points, highest points scored.
That's crazy.
But when you have a defense that lacks a pass rush,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
and you have Gus Bradley, formerly the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, running the defense, it's not good. It's going to be an up and down season. They will shock you and beat the best team in
And
the
then
NFL.
suck against the Texans.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
So I mean, they're going to resemble the city that they live in. You know, they play at the Death Star. They play.
The Death Star.
That's what it's
I
called.
know,
The Death
I know,
Star.
I know, the
They
Death
play
Star.
in Vegas, so they're going to be high rollers. They're
Yep.
going to be begging for change on the streets to get back into the casino.
To get high rollers again.
Yeah. And like I said, the Raider fans will have a fun ride on the Death Star. But in the end, you're going to fall just short of the playoffs. I think they won 7 games 2 years ago, 8 games.
So it might be middling again.
Yeah.
Like
so
8, 9.
Yeah, 9 and 8. You know,
Yeah, somewhere
where they
around there.
finally crack a winning percentage.
But not the playoffs.
But yeah, when you're already, I have the Chargers getting a wild card in this division, and in the AFC North, you know, there's definitely a second team there, whether it's the Ravens or Browns, depending on who finishes first or second.
Yeah.
And I just think that they're going to run out of
Wild card spots.
wild card spots.
Isn't it 3
And
wild card spots now?
3 wild card spots. And even if
Yeah.
they happen to make it, they're going to get bounced out because as a wild card, you play on the road, so they will get a
boy.
chance to play the Chiefs or the Bills or the Browns.
Oh God. Yeah. No
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
That's kind of a loss.
Right,
there.
right, for sure. All right, number 23.
Almost out of the bottom 10, guys.
Almost.
there.
Actually, let's see. Yeah.
22 is the bottom.
Yeah, 22 is the bottom. Right,
10,
23.
yeah.
So this is the top of the trash heap. We saw them yesterday. The Eagles.
I don't know what to make of them.
I don't know what to make of them too. And the only okay, I saw him yesterday. I guess Jalen Hurts had some stomach issue going on because I'm like, why is Joe Flacco starting? And then Nick Sirianni, the rookie coach, who had a terrible press conference
Oh yeah.
to
him,
be
yeah.
his introductory press conference, is like, well, I don't know who's going to start. I'm going to leave it as a competition between Joe Flacco, who's like
At the end of his career.
at the end of his career, exactly, or Jalen Hurts. You know,
I'd rather have Jalen Hurts. He's younger.
yeah, no, for sure. So that's just stupid. You know, like
God.
put the confidence behind Jalen Hurts, who was drafted to push out Carson Wentz. And I mean, if Joe Flacco was like another college quarterback coming out that had talent, I would get it. But Joe Flacco is an old dude who
Had an
maximized
MVP
everything he
season,
could, won a Super Bowl
Yep.
with that great coach Harbaugh and the defense
Ravens,
and
yeah.
Ravens. I mean, so so the problem with the Eagles is, you know, you have a meddling owner and a self-important general manager that try to clean house. So when you clean house, it usually means that you're starting over. Wentz had to go. That was good that they got rid of Wentz and that expensive contract.
Yeah.
But did Doug Peterson really have to go? I mean, this guy won you a Super Bowl, and it's not his fault that Carson Wentz has been injured. I mean, maybe it all goes back to you kept the wrong quarterback. I mean, imagine unloading Carson Wentz for a bunch of draft picks to some other team and staying with Nick Foles. you
Should have
know.
stayed with Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Wait, what team has Nick Foles now?
The Bears. He's third on the list behind Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, and then he's right there.
Okay, no, not Nick Foles. I'm trying to get it. Oh, the one before. He's on the Colts now, right?
Who? Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carson Wentz wins.
Imagine if Nick Foles went to the Colts and backed up Carson Wentz. And
he's-
Carson Wentz did bad and he became the starter, and then the Colts win the Super Bowl
Oh, man.
against the
That would be
Bucks,
awesome.
against the Buccaneers. How
That
salty
would be
would you
like...
be? Brady would be so salty.
I mean, we would have a whole podcast just dedicated to Nick Foles and like the amazingness he's done. Exactly.
Anyways, continue. Sorry about the tangent.
No,
I
that's
just
okay.
think it's funny because it could happen.
You know what? And so with the meddling owner and the GM,
They're not going to do well.
yeah, they obviously got Nick Sirianni.
He's a yes man. That's what he is.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yes, he is a yes man.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, owner. Yes,
Good
GM.
job. Either you're reading my mind or that's just.
I'm just smart, okay? I just
Okay.
know things.
All right. Fine. You know, I always told you this, and now you're onto it. You know, you want to know who a coach is. Check out their first press conference when they're introduced.
God.
He was a disaster. Okay.
Mhm.
What it looked like was a 6-year-old trying to explain how you play football. I mean,
No,
yeah.
it's bad.
It was bad. I was like,
Ugh.
ooh. I mean, like with Adam Gase, it's like, man, is he on drugs? But with
Yeah.
this guy, it wasn't that he was on drugs. It was just like he was either nervous as hell or he's out of his element. He doesn't really know what he's doing. You know, but you know, the silver lining in all this, Eagle fans, because I know if
always
if
a
Eagle
silver
fans
lining.
listen to me, man, they would be the ones that would like write, "You suck. You don't know jack about football. You know, why don't you come over here to Philly and we'll teach you how." You know,
Yeah. What's the silver lining though?
okay,
Come
the
on, put it in, destroy us.
silver lining is I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts. I like what he did in at Alabama. You know, he won a championship, and then he went, and then Tua took his spot, and he handled it well. But then he transferred to Oklahoma and took them to the playoffs. And the little bit I saw from him, well, he is a dual threat quarterback, so that's the direction that the NFL is going in.
It's always gonna be dual
So
threat, yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's just he just sort of has that winner vibe, much like Kyler Murray has.
I was about to say he's
Yeah.
similar to Kyler Murray, my boy.
There you go.
Kyler,
We're
there
on
we
the
go.
same page.
We should
yes.
all have them be in one group, and I'd love to just watch them talk to each other. All
Yeah.
the dual threat quarterbacks. 'Cause they're
So
all good.
you know, and they have pieces there. So would it shock me that if the Eagles won the NFC East or if they climbed through the power rankings? Not really. You know, I mean, they have pieces.
We'll talk about the real team though. Who's gonna get? I already know who it's gonna
Okay.
be for NFC East. Okay?
All right, and then I saw Devontae Smith. Okay, and he's amazing, but eventually he's gonna break. I mean, I saw his legs in practice, and I was like, oh my god, his legs
Thunder
are
thigh.
no,
kidding.
no. Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Toothpicks?
Yes, I mean his upper leg looked like
What?
Saquon Barkley's calf, you know, but like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thick, but then his lower legs.
No,
are
I
like,
mean,
what,
no,
thinny?
meaning like the top part of his legs look like other players' calves. I mean, it is.
Oh, really, really
I
small.
mean,
Oh, yeah, my
it
bad.
looked
Yeah.
like my youngest daughter. She's got skinny legs, and
Rude.
No, it's a good thing, you know.
Oh.
I mean, she got them from me.
Oh
And,
yeah, sure.
yeah. And
Excuse me.
God, it just looks like he's got 10-year-old.
He's got
little
chicken.
girl legs.
He's got
yeah.
chicken legs.
And that's just not going to survive. So I like Devontae Smith. I hope I'm totally wrong on this.
Oh, you will be because you said that. He's heard this. He's going Super Saiyan level 9,000 on
yeah,
you. Yeah.
just when you catch the ball, just go straight down to the ground or
Yeah.
run to the end zone.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a break right here before we get into the stuck in the middle.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
22, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
20's next.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 22 through
Or 21 through.
22 through 11.
Okay, yeah.
It's stuck in the middle because
All
there's
right.
a bottom 10, top 10, and then
All
the
right.
12 in the middle.
I'm
All
ready
right,
for this
ready?
break.
Okay.
Let's
All
just
right.
break.
Yeah, I need a break after all those bad teams. Oh, I got a bad taste in
Yeah,
my mouth.
but yeah.
Sorry.
Here. There's a toothbrush right here.
Is there toothbrush? Oh,
Yeah, there you
what's
go.
that toothbrush
There
right
you
here? All right. People are like, what the fuck are they talking about? All right. Random questions. First ones. If you could be a sidekick to any superhero, who would it be and why?
Oh boy. It'd have to be All Might from My Hero Academia because I could.
From where?
All Might from My Hero Academia,
Who's
the
that?
anime.
Oh, anime. I
You
figured you were
haven't
gonna go
watched it
anime.
yet.
Yeah.
Because you get to inherit his quirk as a sidekick. Eventually.
Okay.
That's what happens in the show, but that's probably why I do that one. The other ones that you have to have like a different power, like Robin's different than Batman, and
Yeah.
Superman doesn't really have a sidekick.
I know. I was thinking about.
Supergirl is kind of not really though. She's her own thing.
I know. Like.
There's no sidekick. There's like no sidekick.
I know. You would think that there's more sidekicks,
Not really.
but not really. Huh?
They're more like partners or like helpers or allies.
Right.
You could have asked for allies too. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's my answer.
Oh, okay.
How about you?
Allies? What do you mean?
Allies, like those who help them, like Justice League.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Someone who's close and helps them, or like a helper.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it's harder now, huh?
It is harder. I guess I'll just go with I'll go with Robin, I guess.
You be Robin?
Yeah, I'll be Robin.
No, you gotta be Nightwing. You gotta be the edgy
Oh,
ninja
okay.
version of Robin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I used to love that show.
You can't stop me. You cannot never stop me. Don't you?
Okay. What color would your lightsaber be?
Orange.
Orange, huh?
My favorite color.
Oh, interesting.
It's orange in the Star Wars D&D that I play. That's
Okay.
why.
Orange. I remember my Obi-Wan Kenobi. He had an orange lightsaber sticking out of his. When they made the first Star Wars things, they had him in the arm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So-
Orange is supposed to be blue.
I know,
Blue
but
or yeah. It's
yeah, but for whatever reason,
It's orange? The
Yeah,
heck?
I'm gonna go red. I mean, it's
blue. You
just
Sith.
yeah, it just looks awesome, and you just want to destroy people and like.
I'm gonna have to put you down, okay? As
Okay.
a Jedi Sentinel.
Okay.
Jedi Sentinels have orange and yellow lightsabers, just letting you know.
Okay.
I'm not dark side because it's orange.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to take you down. Sorry, Milton.
All right. If you could get a gold medal in any Olympic sport, what would it be?
100-meter dash.
Oh man.
I want to be like Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
Like he's literally the fastest man ever, probably in the history
Yeah,
of the world, probably, easily
for sure.
in the history of all humankind. He's
Yeah.
probably the fastest guy.
Yeah, to just like for 100 yards, just
100 yards, 100 meters.
Sorry, 100 meters.
That's 300 feet, which is 100 yards, isn't it? Is that 100 yards?
I don't know. Well, every
I'm
yard is
confused.
3 feet, so
That is 100 yards. Wait, is 100 meters 100 yards? Now I'm confused.
I'm confused.
I don't do
know.
meter. We don't do metric. Sorry,
I know.
we're dumb, stupid Americans who use imperial.
Exactly.
Um,
Whatever the race
whatever.
is, yeah, that
to be
takes
able to
10
run
seconds.
100 meters and no under 10 seconds,
Under 10 seconds, yeah,
9.4 or something, 9.2 or whatever,
Yeah.
you did, or some crap like that.
It keeps they keep reducing.
Can you
it every
imagine
year.
going 10 meters a second? That's 30 feet a second, dude.
No,
Running
it's-
30 feet a second.
I'm always
Hell
impressed
no.
when you just see that bulk and that power and yeah.
Oh no, it's his long legs.
Yeah.
The other competitors take 44 strides to go
Yeah.
100 meters. He only needs 42
Dang.
because he has long legs. He's tall. That's how he wins.
Since you took the 100 meters, which I think I was going to go with too,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the freestyle swimming.
Okay, Michael Phelps.
Yeah, I'm going to go
I
Phelps.
think he's the best swimmer of all time too.
He is
What
the
do you
best
think?
swimmer of all time,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, just to get in the water, and I've always loved swimming. So that's where I would want to make my mark.
How
and
many
get
seconds is it for those ones? Like, what, under 40 seconds usually for the gold?
For
For the freestyle 100, 200, 300 meter.
Yeah,
whatever
I
it is,
want to say it's
swimming.
under a minute.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine swimming back and forth in an Olympic pool in under a minute and then you win? Like, damn.
All right, next question. What is something that you're willing to pay extra for?
Video games.
Video games?
I'll pay extra if it's a really good video game. I don't condone DLC, cash grab crap, or pay to win games because those are horrible. Those are anti-consumer.
Uh-huh.
Man, I sound like my friend. Those are anti-consumerism practices. I don't like those. But if it's a game that I really want and I want the little extra stuff for it, yeah, I'll pay extra.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm going to pay extra to avoid the line, whatever
Tip.
it is.
You know, like that's what. Hey, but fun fact, guys. You know what a tip used to be? It wasn't. Oh, you did a good job. Here's extra money. No, it was give me to the front of the line or give me service immediately. Here's a tip. That's what it used to be.
Yeah,
There you go,
absolutely.
kids.
So just avoid a line.
Here's $20 so I can get my
Avoid-
$20 food.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay double.
Yeah, not have to wait for food, not have to wait for the line
Or you paid
for
extra for the best
Disneyland.
food. What
Oh
about
yeah, I'll pay extra
for the best food.
For the best
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
bring
yeah.
me all the
sure.
extras that go along with it. Bring me
premium,
my sauce.
Yeah.
I'm the type that like when they don't bring me my sauce or I forget to order it,
You're like, oh,
I
hell no.
wait until they bring it because people will say, "Why aren't you eating your food?" I'm like, I can't until the sauce comes. And then
Oh, you're one of those people.
I'm one of those
Get
people.
out of here.
Yeah.
I just start eating.
I don't. It's my OCD thing.
I knew it.
Yeah. All right. And my last question is, when does time pass the slowest?
When I'm at work.
When you're at work?
Yeah, at La Vida. I feel like I'm like, oh, I've done so much work, and only like 30 minutes has gone by, and I feel like it's been like 2 hours. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
For sure.
What about you? Costco, same thing or no?
Yeah, I'll make it work related.
Yeah.
So, like, I usually, there's 30-minute lunch, and then there's 2 15-minute breaks. I
Yeah.
usually don't even really take my breaks because I just want to keep on working.
You're legally supposed to.
I don't know.
How dare you?
You know what?
Sorry, FBI, for listening in.
You know what it is like I'll take 5 minutes or 10 minutes of my 15-20-minute break, but like I just once I get a drink or go to the bathroom or
Start working
eat something,
again.
I gotta work. Yeah, so
Workaholic.
what happens is like once I eat my lunch, which only takes like 10 minutes, then I got another 20 minutes of like waiting around, so it takes forever. I just want to get back to work. It's like when I'm at work, I want to work. When I'm here, I want to be lazy. You know?
Yeah, and do NFL, which is your love and joy.
Yeah, exactly.
You eat, breathe, and sleep NFL.
Right. So
Good answer.
yes. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our
Top of the trash heap, bottom of the middle.
So-
These people have a foot out the door of the mother's basement, correct?
Yeah.
These people are slowly crawling out of the...
There's a lot of hope
basement.
for these teams, you know,
Yeah.
or good teams that are on the slide. That's what stuck in the middle is, you know.
Middling.
Yeah, middling. All right.
You're on the first floor of the house, guys. Congrats, but you're not going to go up.
All right. So we're gonna start with the bottom of the stuck in the middle.
Okay.
Number 22, the New York Giants. Okay.
Poor Barkley. If he wasn't so injury prone.
I know. That would help out a lot. But the truth
This might be the
is
year.
that Daniel Jones has run out of excuses.
This is it for him.
This is it for him.
Yeah.
I think he's had 38 touchdowns and 39 turnovers because I guess he fumbles a lot.
Yeah.
So that's not very good. But so there's no more excuses. He's entering his magical third year.
Yep.
The Giants have loaded him on offense with Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney,
Oh, man.
Kyle Rudolph, and then there's all the other wide receivers that were already.
What about his offensive line?
They've even improved the offensive line by remember the COVID opt-outs?
Oh, yeah, they came back.
Yeah, so one of the COVID opt-outs was like the left tackle, you know,
And
which is
Saquon
sort of important.
Is finally
Yeah,
healthy. This is it for him, too.
Yeah,
It's for both for them.
If he could stay healthy, I mean, this offense can put up points because
Yeah.
you have, you know,
So
he
many
had like
weapons.
I think 2,000 all-purpose yards his first year.
Yep.
And then
Rookie
injury.
Yeah.
So if he could, that would be the ideal for New York Giants fans. Is Saquon Barkley stays healthy, some nice options at wide receiver. The defense is very underrated.
Oh, yeah.
And here's a stat for you. I'm always in the stats. You know that.
Yep.
Last year, the Giants lost 6 games by 3 points. I mean, remember, they pushed the Bucks to the limit on the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
So they are that close. And I don't think, unlike the Chargers, who probably had the same type of scenario where they had
Anthony
6
Lynn.
games by 3 points. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't because any bad Giant decisions. It was just that they weren't the better team. That's the
Yeah.
reason they lost.
Yeah.
With the Chargers, a lot of times they were the better team and had the advantage, but bad decisions by the coaches in certain time crunches allowed for the release of Anthony Lynn, which is good because like had he won a couple more games, he'd still be there, and then the Chargers would have to. I mean, you know.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Giants. Here's the truth on the Giants.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Here's the truth on the Giants.
All right.
Everything stays healthy. Everything's perfect and ideal.
Yeah.
In the end, your stats, of course, and everything.
Yeah.
The Giants actually could manage to steal a playoff spot, or at least play spoiler and make 2 other teams not make the playoffs and just flip them off because they're that decent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's the truth on the
I
Giants.
mean, it's hard to see two teams coming out of the NFC East. So the Giants would have to win their division, which I think they actually have a good shot. I mean, any of these 4 teams.
The
really,
NFC least for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So best case scenario, Daniel Jones has a magical third year. He's throwing to Galladay and Kadarius Toney.
Dumping it off to Barkley.
Yeah, dumping it off to Barkley. He's
it.
got that tight end. The defense is underrated. The coach is actually not bad. You know, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about him, Joe Judge. So yeah, so that's what I offer you, New York Giants fans.
Yep.
Okay. Number 21, and this one could change, but for now, it's the Chicago Bears. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got Justin Fields, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then what's his name on defense?
Khalil Mack.
Mack.
Yeah.
Who you've overpaid.
Oh,
He
yeah.
even on NFL soundbites, you know, the ones where they do the mic'd up. He even jokes about that while he's sitting on the bench and they got it on camera. He's like, "And they paid me $100 million." That's what he said.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
as he's sitting there, it's so funny.
Uh,
Even he knows he's overpaid.
Bears fans, the sooner you start Justin Fields at quarterback, the better chance you have of making the playoffs.
Do not start the red rocket. What the hell is his name? Please. Or is the other guy? Don't.
Yeah, or in Foles.
Yeah, don't start Foles either. Just start Fields.
And you know what? Despite their limitations on offense, because they don't have the most weapons, they've been in the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years thanks to their defense. Andy Dalton is an old school pocket passer whose better days are behind him. I didn't see anything that would prove otherwise when he played with the Cowboys in his last couple years, and the Bengals were a mess. I don't know why Nagy promised Andy Dalton that he'd be the starter. I guess because they committed $10 million to him.
I guess.
Yeah. But out of all the 5 quarterbacks that I've seen come out of the first round this year, Fields definitely looks like he's ready to just step in and play. I mean, the ultimate dual threat quarterback. But he's totally comfortable in the pocket. But if he has to, you know, I mean, he'll leave the pocket and make that nice throw or get that first down.
Yeah, Fields reminds me of Russell Wilson.
Yes, that's.
He's literally Russell Wilson
Yes,
2.0.
he is. That I totally agree with.
Which
that
should
100%.
scare the NFC North, because we all know how Russell Wilson is against your Niners. Such a pain, right? Same for my poor Cards, man. He always somehow wins. But anyway, yeah.
To me, every coach wants a dual threat quarterback for Christmas. So give Bear fans what they want.
Start Fields.
Yeah,
please.
I heard Andy Dalton yesterday, and he says, "Oh well, you know, the future is Justin Fields, but this is my time." And I was thinking, like,
Oh my
I'm
god!
like, really, dude? You're
Okay.
probably going to start for a game or two,
And then you're gonna throw some picks, get benched. and that's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. This is not your time. I mean, what else are you supposed to say, right? I mean,
or you never
the
know.
Old, it's the old lion, like having to give it up to the
The new young Lion.
yeah,
Male
that's
lion.
going to take over.
I mean, to be fair,
the
Andy
pride
Dalton-
is that what it's called?
It's a pride, yeah. Andy Dalton could have his last Pro Bowl season this year. And that's
Oh
it.
my god!
Just to screw over Fields.
I
That'd be funny.
I
4,000
doubt it because
yards,
it's not like
4
Andy
touchdowns.
Dalton is surrounded by weapons.
No, he's
you
not.
know. I mean, Allen Robinson, and then after that, it gets a little bit.
Yeah.
There ain't much in the cupboard.
No.
All right, number 20th.
20.
20.
Where's your
sorry.
wife? I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell her to
know.
beat you over the
I
head
know,
with a
right.
spoon. Get the chunkless.
They're the Steelers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're gonna have a talk about this one.
Okay.
But continue, please. Tell me your
Yeah,
truth.
I mean, you could move them up higher on the stuck in the middle list, but there's
Because it's all in the middle, anyways.
Yeah.
But continue.
exactly. The truth to them is you can't win the AFC North without a great offensive line. Okay.
No, he can't.
You need to protect Big Ben because he's getting up there in age, and then I think that they drafted well when they did get Najee Harris, but he needs holes to run through.
There's no holes.
And last year's offensive line was completely dismantled through retirement, trades, and free agent departures.
Come on, we're trying to record a podcast here. Keep it down over there.
Oh yeah, I know my stomach's making weird noises.
But yeah, the thing is with the Steelers, I think Big Ben's the last one from that 2004 or 2005 NFL draft class.
Yeah.
The one with Rivers and Eli Manning. He's the last one, right?
He's the last one.
He needs to retire. He's old.
He is. And the crazy part about it is that he's having to learn a whole new system under the new offensive coordinator, Matt Canada.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow, that's crazy. For an old vet like that, having to learn something new, like he's a rookie again.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hilarious.
So,
okay.
I ask you, how important is the very good offensive line? Well, why don't you ask the Chiefs?
And Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
If that had anything to do with their offense not scoring a touchdown.
I can also blame Mahomes for that game too.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
he even admitted it. I was reading some NFL stories. He said there was times where there actually was a pocket, but he didn't trust his offensive line, so he would run out and he missed opportunities.
For sure. I mean,
but that's on the Bucs though for doing that mental warfare on him.
Yeah, I mean, he had some post-traumatic stress disorder after
the first couple sacks. He's like, oh hell no, yeah.
To run 500 yards is just crazy. I mean, they were in on more than I forget what the percentage was. It was like 50 or 60% of the time where he was being
they were already rushing
the
him.
Pressure. Yeah, exactly. Before he even had time to set up. All right, number 19, the Patriots. Okay.
Oh, Belichick's gonna come force choke you now.
Is he? All right.
I'm kidding. He's got Mac Jones, who looks immaculate. Get it? Because Mac. Anyway.
Yeah. The truth on the Patriots is I would tell Belichick to go back to what worked for him in the past.
Yeah.
And that is making your defense elite. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to go back.
For defense, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In the early years, Brady didn't win you Super Bowls.
It was the defense.
It was the defense, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You had Ty Law, Ted Bruschi, Willie McGinnis, Mike Vrabel. I mean, you had Pro Bowl or Hall of Fame defenders on there. I mean, the whole starting team was just filled with studs.
I'm trying to remember his name, the safety for the Chargers. He went to the Patriots.
Oh yeah, Rodney Harrison. He went later on, but these are like the early years, you know. But yeah, I mean, even then they had.
He kept getting him like, oh, come on, Belichick, share.
Yeah, so I mean, back in the days, the credit went Belichick's
defense, and then Brady.
No. Then Vinatieri.
Oh, Vinatieri, yeah. Vinatieri won more Super Bowls.
Then Brady, okay? It took
now
a while
it's Brady.
Now it's Brady, yeah. And later on, you know, when Brady was throwing 50 touchdowns and was having those amazing down 28-3 comebacks and all that, then it was... but, you know, I mean, with Belichick, you know, I even give him credit for some of those New York Giants Super Bowls because he was... vicious with his defensive aggressiveness.
I mean, he had LT for God's sake.
He did have LT.
Lawrence freaking Taylor. Of course, he's gonna be aggressive.
I mean, I totally remember this, and it's still with me to this day.
Yeah.
The New York Giants knocking out Montana twice.
Really?
Once in '86, and I want to say once in '91.
They knocked out Montana.
Just
what?
Completely. This is back when you could knife quarterbacks, and
can't do that now.
You can't do that now.
Wussies. Yeah.
So, you know, your two tight end sets and your running backs by committee, run either by a busted quarterback, which is Cam Newton, even though he looked perfectly healthy, but don't trust it.
Don't. You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or a rookie pocket passer.
Hey, he did his job well, though.
He did. And he's got the short to intermediate pass. I mean, I can't say too many things about him. Is he ever going to be an elite quarterback, or is he just more of a...
He could be an elite quarterback. He has the foundation. He's not like some rookies who they have no accuracy at all.
Yeah.
He was hitting those things at short meaning, like, that's a solid foundation.
He's good on his release, and he does seem to have a high sort of football IQ. But... and
he has Belichick, so he'll be fine.
But if you want this to work, defense wins championships. Ask the Bucs.
he has to beef up the defense then
Yeah,
to
exactly.
help Mac Jones out.
Yeah, exactly. So you want a dominant defense, which his defense is going to be a lot better this year than it was last year. And then the combination of that, and I mean, that's how he used to win before, you know? I mean, his defense would take care of things.
Yeah.
And then Brady would get into field goal range.
And Vinatieri would win the game.
Vinatieri would win the game. So, man, did you see the kicker yesterday? He missed like 2 field goals and like 2 extra points.
They need to get a new kicker.
Yeah.
If you're going to try the Vinatieri. Just get Vinatieri's kid. It's been that long.
Yes.
I'm kidding, viewers. I'm joking. Okay.
All right, number 18, the Vikings. Okay.
I can agree with this. They have so much talent. But what direction are they going in?
Yeah,
There's so many weapons.
my truth for them is that it's time to move on from Kirk Cousins.
Oh God, that's why I remember.
Yeah.
It's because I don't like Kirk Cousins, dude. He's not.
He's
good.
a middle of the pack quarterback who breaks under pressure and doesn't do very well in primetime games. So you have Coach Zimmer, who rebuilt the defense this year because that's his bread and butter.
Yep.
And he does have playmakers with Dalvin Cook, who's like a top 3 running back when he's healthy.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
And
top
then
3.
Wide receiver Justin Jefferson, who had like 1,300 yards and multiple touchdowns.
That's crazy, yeah.
As a rookie. But I think at this point, when you get rid of Kirk Cousins, you should probably get rid of Mike Zimmer as well, too.
Yeah.
I'm just not into defensive coordinators. I'd rather have a coach with an offensive mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you see their record at? Just missing the playoffs?
Yeah. Between 9 and 11 wins.
And that misses the playoffs. They're not in the top
14.
All that matters is top 14 now. Yeah.
Yeah, so, if you want to have a winning record and a wild card berth, this team can do it if everything works out right. But there's a lot of ifs, If you want to win the division and go deep in the playoffs, build a new nucleus because the parts are already there. You have an amazing running back. You have a defense. You just need a new nucleus.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, number 17, the Colts. Okay, the truth on them is that injuries will derail your season.
They always get injured.
They always get injured, yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to when Peyton Manning was there. They shipped him out to the Broncos because he had those neck surgeries and injuries. And then you replace him with Andrew Luck, who seems to be the next coming of Peyton Manning, only for him to succumn to injuries.
He retired.
And retired early.
I would too if you were peeing blood. That's what he said.
Oh my god,
dude! If you're peeing blood, his kidney was probably injured.
Yeah, if I peed blood, that would
I'd be done.
Freak the hell out of me.
Probably freaked him out.
Yeah,
he's got his whole life, man.
And then now you bring in Carson Wentz, who
oh my god,
he didn't even play in his first preseason game, and in practice had some type of foot injury. And possibly he'll be ready for the first week of the season.
I told you he's no good. I told you I don't trust him.
So
Frank Reich can do everything he can, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. You're always injured.
So let's see. So
who's the backup for the Colts?
I don't even know. I want
to backup quarterback.
It's some. I don't know.
It's not Painter, right?
No. I think his name's
it was Painter.
I forget what his name is. But I mean, there's sort of an easy solution to all this.
Yeah.
You go to the Bears. You say he's your third string quarterback. You don't need him, and then you
give me Nick Foles.
Bring him to the Colts.
No. Poor Wentz.
I know, but you know what? This isn't. You're my friend, and I'm not going to hurt your feelings. This is football, okay? And your fans want wins, and Nick Foles can provide that for you. I mean, Definitely. He clicks with certain coaches, and I'm just saying, Colts, if you want to go to the playoffs and have some miracle run and go to the Super Bowl and face Tom Brady for a second time, and Nick Foles was like, I'm ready. I have a magical chemistry with Frank Reich. He was basically saying, get me the hell out of Chicago.
Yeah.
bring me to your team. Let me show you what I could do, which is what I did with the Eagles with Carson Wentz there. I could be your solution. So
the big
you know
middle
what?
finger.
Yeah, swallow your pride. Hurt the feelings on Carson Wentz.
Yep.
When you're winning, it won't matter. The fans will love you.
Yep.
But if you want to avoid hurting people's feelings, then like
Prefer you're losing.
Exactly. Then you know what? Go coach high school football. All right. All right. We're almost halfway through our countdown.
We're almost to the playoff spots, guys.
Almost to the playoff spot. Okay, number 16.
Dead in the middle. Who is it?
Washington football team.
There we go. My boy
Yeah,
Fitzmagic. They're going to win the NFC East, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean,
they
they do.
Fitzmagic with that defense. Right?
Yeah, no, they I love Fitzmagic. He seems as confident as can be. This is going to be his year.
His magnum opus. This is it.
Yeah.
I think he'll retire if they win and go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The magnum opus.
You know what, though? And here's the truth on the Washington football team. I cannot take you serious until you have a real sports name, okay? I get it. Redskins was offensive.
Yes, we get it.
But football team is childish.
It's generic.
It's just generic. Like
come on.
I can't cheer for a team. Yeah, go
football team.
Okay? This reminds me of when I coached. I coached all three of my daughters in sports, and my youngest one, I coached in U6 for soccer, which is basically bunch ball, right? All the kids are following stuff. I mean, I structured it and was like, we are not playing bunch ball. You stay here and defend the castle, and you stay here and defend the castle, and then I'm gonna send the other fast girls to go score points and invade the other castle. You know, I mean, even at U6, I was like yelling at kids and damn it. I thought I told you not to go there. You know, I mean, that's just the type of coach I am. I don't care if you're, you know, a star or if you're learning the game. But anyways, so our team was blue and we were fast. Okay. So I thought that a good name for our team was the Blue Angels. Right?
Yeah, Blue Angels is cool. Yeah.
Right? Blue, we're fast as hell, you know,
and
on offense and defense. Yeah. My youngest daughter,
oh no,
I'm gonna even throw her name out there, Liz, cried and cried when she came back from practice and asked me, Dad, and with tears, and she's usually not that way. That's the funny part, because my middle child, she's a major crier, or was a major crier. She said, Dad, why can't we name our team the Blue Players?
What? No.
Okay, so why I say this is because that's the equivalent of the Washington football team.
Is a kid's name, right?
Yeah, the football team, okay? I mean, I even think Blue Players was probably a better name than what the Washington football team, or Washington called their team, okay? So basically, unless your promotions team or your propaganda team for the Washington football team is run by a 5-year-old little girl,
probably she's an angel.
Change your damn name.
She's an angel, though, right? A blue angel.
Yeah. Okay, you have an elite defense.
You do.
Yeah,
literally.
I mean,
that defensive line scares me.
Absolutely.
They're the next fearsome foursome.
Absolutely.
You agree? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, Chase Young and Montez Sweat and
oh my God,
some of the other ones that they have. Okay, so you have an elite defense.
Yeah.
And you have Fitzmagic for your quarterback. It's sort of an odd pairing.
I think it's cool.
But you're playing in the NFC East, and they did win even at 7-9. So just get a name so that we could cheer for Fitzmagic and the defense, okay?
Washington Fitzmagic.
Yeah. And the Washington football team, they win the Super Bowl, or they win a big playoff game, or they win the NFC East.
That'd be such a stupid thing to say.
It would just I would sure at that point that the commissioner would be like,
pick a name,
talk to the refs and be like, we're gonna bounce them out of the playoffs. We cannot, for promotional reasons and for TV revenue.
Yeah.
We cannot have the Washington football team.
Can you imagine the Super Bowl, like, at the end when they win, it says, "Hey, Washington," whatever, like fans. Say, "Hey, Washington football team fans, your team just won the Super Bowl." That would be so bad.
They can't just be taken serious.
Yeah.
Until they. Wouldn't you agree with me on the name? I mean, there's other issues, like you should probably get a quarterback because Fitzmagic has played 17 years
and all 32 teams or some crap like that. I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna be like a lot of teams.
Like 9 teams that he played for. All right, number 15. which is one before the playoffs.
Yep.
Dolphins.
Oh, the poor Finns. You
Okay.
never want to be 15th. You want to be in the playoffs. You don't want to be, oh, we almost made it. You don't want to be that
They
guy.
could sneak in there.
Yeah.
But here's my truth to them. Get rid of your 2 co-offensive coordinator.
It's like
Crap.
having a left brain and a right brain that aren't connected, saying, let's go left, no, let's go right. And then you just split yourself in half.
Yes,
follow
exactly. I mean, no other team in the NFL has the system.
history.
Okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, you're going to come up with it. I mean, it's almost as bad as a 2 quarterback offense, which
Oh, God.
my Gators ran for one time under what's his name? Steve Spurrier, where you rotate quarterbacks. It's like, okay, I'll put in this series, and then you come out, and then I'll put in this series, and for the end of
That
the
makes
game.
no sense.
It doesn't, because it doesn't create continuity,
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Tua, he's a young quarterback. He only played half the season last year, and I think he would
Injured,
grasp the flow of the offense if he had one person calling the plays
In his ear. Yeah.
Yeah, instead
radio,
of 2, I mean, that's why I think, honestly, that they're a mess. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what? I mean, have Brian Flores run your defense, okay? And hire a young shot offensive coordinator to run the offense, or make one of your 2 coordinators the offensive coordinator, and then have the other co-offensive coordinator, be the assistant to the coach or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I mean, last year you were 1 game away from making the playoffs. And like I said, Flores, make up your mind on who the offensive coordinator is, or I will be forced to give you a co-coach. Okay? So it'll be Brian Flores and some other coach being co-coaches. Does that sound ridiculous? Yes.
Let's get a co-GM too.
Yeah,
While we're at it.
co-GM, some
Co-owners.
co-owners.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, buddy up with somebody.
It's silly.
It is stupid. I mean, I guess I could see it working at the high school level.
This ain't high school, buddy. This is the NFL.
Yeah, this
okay?
is the NFL,
Like,
which
dude,
stands
what are
for
you
not
doing?
for long when you're making those stupid mistakes.
Yes.
All right, so we're starting to enter playoff territory, not quite top 10. All right.
All right. Here we go.
All right, number 14, the Saints. Okay?
What?
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 Why you say what?
Okay, here, I want to hear your truth.
Okay.
I'll tell you
Okay.
my
Oh,
truth.
oh,
Go
truth?
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
The truth is that you have to run the offense through Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
Okay? He has to stay on the field. He's a 3 down back, and you have to have him. And the good thing about this is that it could actually work, because the Saints, even through their salary cap purge or salary cap hell, whatever,
yeah.
I mean, they just shave off 72 million or 100
How'd
million.
they do that? Man.
They lost defensive players. They lost quite a bit. They do have the best offensive line in football.
Really?
So, yeah. So you're going to have time to give protection to whoever your quarterback is, Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. But to complicate things, Mike Thomas, he was supposed to get a surgery, but he didn't.
Oh, no.
He's not available. I think his best days are behind him. He jumped into the fray and had the most receptions and was possibly the top wide receiver in the league. But the fact that he didn't play last year, he's going to get a late start this year. It just doesn't sound good. You have turnover-prone Jameis Winston. I mean, I don't think he's going to be throwing 30 interceptions, but when the pressure gets to him and you're getting the blitz,
He'll throw some
picks. Because I think he's going to start, and then Taysom Hill is going to be used as the jack of all trades, the Swiss Army knife. But you know what? This is bad news for the Saints, and that's why they're not in the top 10. Their receiving core is bare. They might have the worst wide receivers group in the league, because I don't even know who they are.
I don't even know who they are.
Yeah,
either, buddy.
exactly.
Uh-oh.
And when I do read them, I'm like, okay,
Who's this?
I've never heard of this guy. So they were really thin and didn't have much depth. So they did have Michael Thomas. They did have Alvin Kamara.
They rely on them too much.
Yeah, but he's going to have to approach 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing to give the Saints a playoff berth. So I wouldn't put it past Sean Payton, you know. they still have some of the pieces in place. But and you know what, the reason that they're in this mess in the first place is because they push all their chips to the tables like the last 4 years. We're going to win the Super Bowl, and then like I said, then they had all those mishaps and curses.
That's what I was going to say for my truth here.
Oh, okay. So what's your truth then?
My truth?
Yeah.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Here's why. Quarterback issue. It's too much.
Yeah.
You're relying too much on Kamara and Thomas.
And Thomas isn't going to be available.
If one of them even gets injured, that's it for your whole season.
Yeah.
Which is already liability. Second, the Saints curse is real. Every time you get in the playoffs, you lose in a spectacular fashion in the last second.
That's
like
true.
My favorite one, Diggs, sideline, touchdown, no flags.
So you're basically saying if they happen to get into the playoffs that they're going to get bounced, right?
Yeah, badly.
Because they're going to go in as a wild card because the division isn't a possibility. Even
it's
though
4 times in a row now they've been bounced out.
Yeah, I mean 4 straight division titles.
Yeah.
4 straight getting bounced out. Drew Brees isn't there. To save you, and even if he was, he's older and
that's what I'm
retired.
saying. Like, I agree with your rank number, but if I think they might be 15 or 16. They might make it, or if they do make it, they'll get cursed again. Because that's 4 times now they've lost badly in the playoffs somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it? Did they lose to your Niners, or was it the Seahawks one of those years? Was it the Seahawks one of those years?
No,
it was the Vikings.
It was the Vikings. It was the Vikings and Vikings twice. Rams.
The Rams, right?
Yeah, and then there was one other one that I.
Yeah, and they lost.
Oh, and they lost to the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks, bad.
Yeah.
So that's.
And this is a Saints team that had beaten the Bucks twice, won their division, were favored in the game,
and then lost.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's the curses are real. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's like it just falls like the Chargers curse when they get injured. I know someone's gonna get injured.
Yeah.
Every time. So.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. They probably won't make it.
If there's any sports team that you get injuries, it's football because it's a brutal sport.
Yeah.
All right, number 13, and I put them up this high because if you win a division, then I guess you get into the playoffs, even at 7-9 records. The Cowboys.
The Cowboys
that are on Hard Knocks. If you want to know more about the Cowboys.
The ones who said that your boy threw it away at the catch. Remember, he was just throwing it away. He caught it because he got lucky, right?
Yeah.
The Cowboys still salty about that.
Remember, here's the truth on the Cowboys. Remember that your goal is to win the weak-ass NFC East.
You're a laughingstock in NFL.
Yeah,
the NFC East is a laughingstock.
Yeah, to punch your ticket to a home playoff game because even at not such a good record, then you would be hosting.
Which makes no sense. If a wild card has a better record than you, they should get that.
I know. They need to change that stuff.
They do, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the Dak attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a trio of wide receivers. D.D. Lamb?
I think C.D. Lamb, I think.
C.D. Lamb, yeah.
I know it's C.D. something.
Something, yeah. Mike Gallup, Amari Cooper, and then Zeke Elliott.
The boy Zeke.
Yeah, you're going to need to
Zeke.
pour on the points because your defense is heavily dependent on rookies. I think they sort of did with the Carolina Panthers and went heavy on defensive players in the draft.
Yeah,
I mean, so far from what I've seen, Micah Parsons, the middle linebacker, inside linebacker, man, he is a beast. You better hope that all the other rookies are like half as good as this guy. I mean, sideline to sideline. I mean, he is the next linebacker that we will be talking about.
Yeah, unlike Xavier Williams.
Yeah.
The Cardinals. No, here's the thing. The Cowboys' defense is actually good. In preseason, they've been good. They've been holding people to field goals.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Newton's been good, in preseason.
But I'm just saying, though, the Cowboys' defense, though, is probably their best thing they have for the season, probably.
Oh, wow.
Probably.
Okay, I mean, if that's the case, then they deserve this number 13 ranking and get into the playoffs.
But we all know what happens to them. When Skip Bayless is your fan, you're going to fail. Sorry, Skip.
I mean, I honestly think that the real problem here is that you don't have Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan calling the plays.
Yeah, that'll
You have old
down.
School Mike McCarthy.
Ugh.
And second-year offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Very green. I mean, when you're that young, you lack wisdom.
I mean, the defense is young, too.
Yeah, everything's
boy.
young, so it's not good.
It's like the Jets all over again. Young defense.
Yeah, I mean, so if everything goes according to plan and the Dak attack is producing points and the defense, the young defense is...
I mean, he was going on a clip.
What's that?
He was going on a clip, Dak, for
Yeah.
injured. He was going to break the record.
I mean, will he do? This is one of my listeners asked. Will anybody, including Dak, get 6,000 yards this season with the extra game? And they're approaching.
Yeah, because you could get 400 yards in that extra game and break from 5,600 to 6,000.
Yeah, because there's 5,500, 56. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna get close, and
He got
eventually
injured,
it's
though.
just gonna happen. That's
Yeah,
crazy to think that
but
when 3,000 used to be like the norm to
Yeah.
be able to double that.
But he got injured, though.
But anytime you have like 6,000 yards passing, your team is going to suck because that means your running game isn't working. Why are you throwing for
and your
6,000
defense
yards?
is getting scored on.
Yeah, and your
So you
defense is
keep
getting
getting
scored on.
possessions,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it's definitely...
Matt Ryan might get 6,000.
Matt
Shootout.
Ryan might
He might
get
actually get it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's a bad thing. If your quarterback's
That's
throwing for
bad.
6,000 yards,
Yeah.
he's going to the Pro Bowl,
Your team
he's
is
getting
bad.
paid all type of money, but your team
Team
is
is
bad.
bad.
Yeah, it's over-reliant on one thing. So this is the prize that you get, Cowboys, if everything works out.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah.
have the privilege of hosting an NFC West wildcard team that'll be battle tested within their own division,
Against you.
coming to your Dallas
Dome.
Dome
Thingy.
to kick
Yeah.
to kick your ass. Okay, any one of those. I mean, Kyle Murray, Russell Wilson. Probably Trey Lance
Probably
by
Trey
that
Lance.
chance, and Stafford and
Even
Sean McVay.
Stafford
yeah,
and Sean McVay.
exactly. So that's what you get. You know,
The West will just destroy
a
the
division
East.
title, and a home playoff game where you get embarrassed by NFC West, which is the best division.
Yeah.
By far. I mean, maybe the AFC North.
AFC, that's what I'm remember we already talked
yeah.
about this. I want to see the AFC North against the NFC West. That would be a fun one to watch.
All right, so just outside the top 10.
But still in the playoffs.
Still in the playoffs. We have the Rams.
It's their
Okay.
defense. That's why everyone keeps saying Rams. It's the defense, not the offense.
Right.
It's you can't. What can you do against Jalen Ramsey when he's at the top of his form and Aaron Donald? There's not much you can do. You got pressure in your face. You throw it up. Jalen Ramsey. Oh, hey, pick.
Right.
Like,
I definitely
what are you supposed to
think
do?
that they will slide down on defense. I don't think that they will be the number 1 ranked defense.
They'll still be top 10. They might.
They might be, but I mean, the year before Brandon Staley got there, they were number 15. So I'm gonna say like bottom 10. Of
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
top
saying. That's what I
like,
meant.
Okay,
Like 10th
Okay.
or 11th.
okay.
Still good enough to
So
get
here's my
playoffs.
truth for the Rams. Matt Stafford has to remain healthy for the Rams to survive their own division, or they will get eaten
Let
up
alone,
alive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone
And I
even-
see that the reason I bring this up is because Stafford's played in 13, has started in 13 of 32 games. So however,
gets injured,
minus
yeah.
32 minus 13, what is that, 19?
Yeah.
Games that he's missed in the last 3 years?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? This is no secret. Sean McVay's offense revolves around the play action. So the fact that Cam Akers blew out his knee,
Oh no.
I think puts more stress on Stafford even throwing it more unless they could find somebody.
I mean, he has a cannon of an arm though.
He does, but
He
I mean,
does.
if everyone knows that you're throwing the ball,
Deep.
Bills, then then you're in trouble. And I think the defense drops off. Half of their secondary was sent to the Browns,
Yeah, I saw that.
and the coach responsible for having them ranked number 1 on
Went
defense
to the Chargers.
has gone to the Chargers. Yeah, which I'll
Yeah.
bring up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, everyone else has the Rams like in the top 5, top 10.
They're not going to be bottom.
No,
There's
and
no way.
there's isn't, and I'll give this to Sean McVay, is that he's had a winning season in the 4 seasons he's been a coach. So even when
Yeah,
he
he's not
wasn't
gonna
making
be
the
bottom.
playoffs,
Yeah.
he was 9-7. He went to the Super Bowl. So they will have a winning record and probably a playoff spot, especially if Matt Stafford stays healthy. So it's not his skills that I'm worried about; it's his health because the best availability.
Oh yeah, it's
Or
the
best.
sorry, I was
ability
just-
is availability.
yeah. I was just thinking though about that Chiefs Rams game from 2018,
Oh,
2017.
yeah, God.
The 56.
4 to 51.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Best
probably.
game I've ever been to or seen.
I don't know. Is it the best game ever
It is
for
it is.
entertainment wise, not
Well,
actual
I mean,
stats?
it was 54 to 51, and there was like 3 defensive touchdowns,
Yeah.
You know what? I say
Is
this
it the best
because
game or
I have
not?
I've never felt the energy that I felt in the middle of the third quarter, where it was like this tangible like energy that you could feel. It was
Because
Monday
the
Night
game was
Game.
close.
And you know what? I wasn't the only one who said that besides my friend that I went with.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. Smith went to that game and he said it was the best game that he's ever been to or watched too. I mean,
Like it was
just-
basically the Super Bowl.
basically, I mean, you know how there was that Super Bowl with the Eagles and Patriots?
Yeah, with
Where
all
it
the
was
high
like
scoring.
45-42
Yeah.
or something like that, where
High
it was
score.
just back and forth,
Yeah.
and forth. Not a moment, hardly any punts.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, hands down. I mean, I don't know if I'll see another game of that quality. I mean, as far as game going to, definitely the best game that I've been to. I mean, possibly in the future there might be better games to watch.
But right now, I think
for
that's
right
like
now,
the game of the
yeah, for sure.
last 20
I mean,
years.
yeah,
30 years.
I'm so glad I went to that game because originally it was scheduled in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Their stadium got rained out or was effed
Yeah.
up, and then they moved it to LA.
And you went up to see it.
Then I was like, "Hey, let's go watch it." So it was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, number 11, just outside the top 10, but doesn't mean that they can't get into the top 10. Your Cardinals.
Yay!
Okay.
Let's go Cardinals.
And
Bird,
you want to
bird,
hear my
bird. Bird
truth
is the
on
word.
why they're this high?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is entering his magical third season. Okay, so
Yeah.
far he's been Rookie of the Year. He was one game away from the playoffs.
Yeah, he's getting there.
He's getting there. Sky's the limit for Murray. He's a winner. The only reason I have him outside the top 10 and have my questions that they might be the fourth best team in the
How dare
NFC
you.
West.
I'd say second or third. I've
Okay.
already argued about
Right.
this.
Sure, they could take the spot at the Rams.
Yeah.
But you know what? Coach Cliff, was it Kingsbury?
49ers. Your 49ers bias is coming out. I still believe in
No,
Kingsbury.
dude, this isn't
You
the
don't.
bias. This is just from watching college football and
Yeah.
watching NFL. You know, he's just an average coach. I mean, when he came into the league, you know, he didn't do much in the league. And
Except draft Kyler Murray. He said he would.
Yeah,
Like,
he
if I see you the number one pick, I'm drafting you. And he just
yeah,
drafts him.
no,
I
he
was like,
did.
What?
I'll give him credit for doing that.
He said he would do
But
it.
even though he fell into obscurity when he played in the NFL, he did make a great pick with Kyler Murray. It's the best thing he's probably done his whole life because he had a losing record as a college coach. How do you have a losing record as a college coach and then get an NFL job?
I don't know.
usually-
he knows the owner.
Yeah, maybe he knows the owner. But yeah, so
He needs to do a better job this season. That's it for him too.
yeah, I mean, a lot's
and
riding
Kyler.
for him too because
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's still going to stay there and do
Yeah.
his thing. It's not like they're going to get rid of him. He's not the problem.
No.
So for Christmas, what Cardinal fans want is
Well, what do I want? Yeah.
you want a coach
Uh huh.
to build a super nucleus with Murray. Like imagine Shanahan or Sean McVay or Kevin Stefanski, and they're doing all these amazing things with Murray and elevating. I mean, so far Murray's elevating himself, but
Yeah.
he needs that coach to elevate him. And I just
Kingsbury, please tell me you're listening. Just do it. That way we can get in the top 10. Come on, man. I believe in you.
yeah. So far he hasn't done bad,
Yeah.
but
done great.
he can do more.
Yeah. Also, another thing, since I'm a fan here,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cardinals defense is actually better than people think.
Yeah, I'll
actually
agree with
is.
that. You know, I mean, Budda Baker is one of the better safeties. Chandler Jones, is that his name?
Yeah. Good edge
And-
rusher.
Yeah, good. They've drafted top 10 middle or inside linebackers.
I'm still mad about that pick. Got arrested or something. So we don't even get him.
Yeah,
I told you there was something. There's something fishy.
I know, right?
As a fan, I could smell it. I was like, oh no, the birds have done it.
I wouldn't have gone linebacker. I would have gone with.
Offensive line, like help my boy Murray. Remember?
Yeah,
You complained about
that's
that.
true. You could help him or just get him another weapon opposite DeAndre Hopkins because they're going to double him, chip him, and I'm just not sure if there's another wide receiver opposite of him. And please don't say AJ Green because AJ Green's old and rusty and
So
musty.
I'm gonna say here, AJ Green and JJ Watt and what's his name? Who's the
What?
one from the Super Bowl that picked off not Murray, picked off
Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Butler. See, as a Cardinals fan, I want them all to do great just so you can eat your words.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
That'd be
all
funny
of
if
them,
they
I can
did.
see Malcolm Butler doing well because he's actually done things.
Yeah.
I mean, including
just
the
saying.
game-clinching interception.
Of your hated Seahawks.
Yeah,
That made you laugh. You smiled, right?
that made my year. Exactly. If my team can't win, then your team
can't win either.
Yeah. All right, now we are coming into. I wish I had another segment to go into before doing the top 10.
Oh, we do.
We do. What is it?
I have my favorite section, which I always spring on you.
Okay.
Knuckleball questions.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Fine. We'll take a break and then go into our top 10. Hopefully this isn't stupidity.
All right, so here's my knuckleball question number 1.
If I don't like it, we're going straight to the top 10.
Oh, really? Yeah. Are you sure about that?
Oh, is it?
So, in the history of the 49ers, what is the worst blowout loss that was so bad for you to watch that you had to turn the TV off?
Oh, okay. That is a great question.
See? I got you.
Okay.
Knuckleball threw right at you.
Okay. One, this is a rule for watching pretty much any type of my teams. Yeah. I will watch the game all the way through, whether it's losing? A blowout win or a blowout loss, because I just want to feel that pain. So next time that they come back and have a win, so I never turn off the game.
Really? You've never turned off the TV?
I'll turn off a game to other games or that I have no allegiance
but
to.
you've never rage quit watch or turn off and storm off?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you've watched the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing. So I had some point that I was
you're gonna say you like to feel the rage.
Now I know. So the question was, what's that I would want to turn it off, right?
No, that you've ever turned off.
Okay, yeah. One I wanted to turn off, but I just kept watching, and I don't know why.
Why?
Was the 1986 playoffs where you had the New York Giants, you had Belichick on the other side, you had
of course.
Bill Parcells, you had Lawrence Taylor.
Oh Christ!
You had
the legend.
You had Taylor. Just Jim Burt,
and he knocked out Montana. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah, so Jim Burt knocked out Montana, which is funny because later on Jim Burt ended up playing for the 49ers and won a Super Bowl. But I forget my point. But it was 49-3. I mean, it was
how bad are you?
It was so bad, and I remember hating on Jerry Rice because this was his. I'm not sure if it's rookie or his second year that I called him Butterfingers because he was dropping passes left and right. So even when Montana would connect with him, he was dropping. Yeah. And it didn't last. I don't know when it happened, but Montana, I just could still picture Jim Burt coming up to the middle and just smacked him and knocked him the F out.
Yeah.
I mean, it took him 2 years to even a year and a half to 2 years to recover because his back was jacked up. And and Montana was 6'2", 195 with skinny legs, so he didn't have much to him. So when he did get tagged, it would be a while till he came back. So it was the 49-3 1986 playoffs against the New York Giants.
You wanted to turn it off so bad.
I wanted to turn it off so bad.
You're like, Butterfinger, Jerry Rice, you suck.
Yeah, exactly.
If only you knew.
If only I knew. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. Okay. See, you never saw that knuckleball coming.
I had some hope when you said it's a 49er question. I'm like, okay, I should be able to answer this because I've answered multiple 49er situations. Yeah. Whether it was myself or whatever, other fans or
I mean, I enjoy those kinds of questions.
Okay, cool. I thought you were going to ask me I don't know.
What? What do you think I was going to ask you?
Give me your top 5 punters of all time. Or I
already did kickers,
You
right?
did kicker,
I did kickers. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
You had no idea. I got you. You're Vinatieri.
So, as long as it's something that I'm able. Okay, so that's good segue into... Okay, so now we have our top 10. Okay, at number 10, the Chargers.
I could hear the LA fans rolling in their graves because you've just jinxed them. Here, let me just knock off for them. There we go.
Right, I know. I was talking to Charger fans, and they're like, yeah, I see the Chargers number 12 or 13. So,
barely making the playoffs.
Yeah, so I'm going to put them at the very bottom of the top 10,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so you want to hear my truth for them?
Yeah, let's hear the truth of the Chargers. Right. I'm going to get destroyed either way. You hurt my birds. You're going to hurt my bolts.
No, I'm not. Okay, Chargers. All of them, players, personnel, buy into Coach Brandon Staley's vision for this franchise.
Yeah.
Okay? It has been a while since the Chargers have had a coach that you could call a coach. I mean, who was the coach that was from the Denver Broncos?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
So I mean, you had Anthony Lynn, time mismanagement.
Norvis Turner run up the middle.
Yeah,
for no
Nervous
gain. Nervous
Turner.
Turner.
God, who's some of the other ones?
Marty Schottenheimer was actually good for LT though.
Yeah, he was.
That
good
was
for
it, and they fired him because he lost in a 14-2.
Yeah, I mean, he had a 5-19 record in the playoffs. Early in his career, he just had some misfortunes of his player fumbling or Elway doing some great thing. But especially with the Chargers in that playoffs when they were 14-2, I mean, he was just over. He was his worst enemy. He was just coming up with.
It's the Chargers. Like the last one they had, I think that was.
You
know,
know, I mean, he would go for a 63-yard field goal, but then pass on a 45-yard, and then it just didn't make sense. So. And you just keep going back. I mean, there's even other worse ones. I mean, I think you had to go all the way back to like
Don Coryell for a good one.
Yeah, or Bobby Ross. You know, he took what he had and took him to the Super Bowl. And so basically, what I'm saying is that it's been a long time, maybe ever since the Chargers had a coach who they could believe in. He brought in Joe Lombardi to help out Justin Herbert. In case people don't know who Joe Lombardi is, he was the quarterbacks coach with Drew Brees. I want to say for the better part of Brees' career.
And we know how good Brees is in the regular season.
Yeah, so they're going to run like a Saints, 49ers type system, fast-paced offense.
With Rams defense.
Yeah.
Number 1 Rams defense from last year. Jesus.
Herbert got off to a great start. He was Rookie of the Year. And like I said, Staley's going to implement a high-paced offense. He rebuilt the offensive line, took care of the 2 major important parts. One of the premier left tackles in college.
Oh, yeah.
And
still can't believe they got him.
And the best center, not the best available center, but the best center in Corey Lindsling. And then a couple other guards here and there that they got from, I want to say, the Steelers.
It's the Steelers, I think.
Yeah. So this is not a patchwork offensive line. This is more an offensive line reminiscent of the glory days, right?
I remember 2006.
Ryan
Chris
McNeil,
Dealman.
yeah.
Marcus McNeil.
Yeah.
And dang it, I keep forgetting his name. Nick Hardwick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
the good old days with LT.
Yeah.
My God.
So and then also there's nice, awesome weapons. There's Keenan Allen, and then
probably one of the best route runners.
It's definitely on the short and intermediate routes, and then Mike Williams for the deep threat. And I'm thinking Staley is going to have his fingerprints all over the defense. And what he did with the Rams with the number 1 defense was he had the best defensive tackle.
Aaron Donald.
Probably
in a long time.
Yeah. And then Jalen Ramsey, the best shutdown corner in the NFL. And so he built the other pieces around there. And that's what you do. I mean, when I coach soccer, and I'm not saying, me and
don't be a hugger. Yeah, you have to know there's going to be 1 or 2 stars, and the rest are just kind of there. No
I'm not
offense.
trying to claim I'm Staley, but like when I coached soccer, I'd have my 1 or 2 stars, and the rest were role players that I'd fit around it.
Yeah,
because everyone has a role, and I think he's going to do that same thing. Joey Bosa is an elite pass rusher. Derwin James.
The Swiss Army knife of defensive backs.
Yeah,
not even defensive backs. He could do linebacker too.
Yeah,
and defensive line.
He could play high safety. He could play linebacker in the box.
He played linebacker all last year, basically.
Yeah,
he was literally up there.
Well,
in the box.
He didn't play much. He hasn't played for the last 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, they lined him up there a lot when he was playing.
Yeah,
yeah. So he could do it. He could do everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Charger fans, it's not Simon says, it's Staley says.
Staley says. Okay? Buy in.
Yeah. So Staley says, clap your hands. Staley says, go get a touchdown. Staley says, go after the court, pick them up. You do what Staley says. You do that, you will get a winning record.
In the playoffs.
A playoffs. And maybe even a playoff win.
Yeah.
As long as you're not playing
the power people.
If
you're playing one of them, if you're playing one of the weaker teams.
Yeah.
Or AFC South champion, or AFC. Which one's the weakest one for you?
Probably the AFC South.
Yeah.
So you would have the Titans or Colts,
They might beat them. You never know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
So good job, Chargers fans. Finally, the curse is lifted.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about me and my nucleus.
Yeah.
And this one's about as promising as can be. I mean, the best rookie year that I've ever seen from a quarterback.
I think it was the best. He had
It was.
He had 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns,
I mean, he
It's
went
crazy.
toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees,
and Tom Brady.
and Tom
All in a
Brady.
row.
Yeah,
And he almost beat
all
all three of them.
Those are either Hall of Famers or soon to be
they're Hall of Famers, dude.
or
They're Hall of
living
Famers.
legends. Okay,
They are.
So Staley is not. Time management is not going to be his issue.
No.
Okay. All right. Number 9, Seahawks. Okay.
The thorn in your side.
They are, but they
God.
always are in the playoffs.
Pete Carroll, that's why.
Yeah, I think they missed maybe one
Only one time, I think.
one time. Yeah. So
Yeah,
as much as I hate the Seahawks because I'm a Niners fan.
It's Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, dude.
Yeah.
The nucleus again comes
Yeah,
and rears its ugly head.
Absolutely. The best probably dual threat quarterback because he's an awesome pocket passer, but man, he's got, and this is before your time, but you've maybe seen the videos, Fran Tarkenton.
Oh, I've seen Fran Tarkenton
or Roger
videos.
Staubach.
Yes, I
where
know
they're
them.
just running over the field, and you're like, that guy should have tackled him. Well,
Nope.
wait a minute, no, this guy's good. No, and then he just
gone
or throws a bomb. Okay, you want to hear the truth?
Yeah, let's hear the truth.
The truth is, listen to Russell Wilson's demands. Okay, he did the whole charade of I'm going to go to the Bears, I'm going to go to the Saints, or I want out of here. Why? Because there was all types of issues. I mean, he didn't like being the.
He didn't want to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Well, I mean, he didn't want all. He wasn't a one man show. Even
He
though
wanted
he had
supporting pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last offensive coordinator put Russell Wilson behind the 8 ball. He was more infatuated with running the ball, so they would do these predictable runs, put Russell Wilson in a 3rd and long, and then Russell Wilson would have to bail them out.
And he still would bail them out because it's Russell freaking Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hope that the new offensive coordinator is better able to use Wilson's talents. Okay.
It's his gifts, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
First of all, you have 2 top 10 wide receivers. I don't know how many other teams have 2 top 10 wide receivers. There's probably a few, but Tyler.
Not really.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
you
Maybe.
could probably go Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
The Bucks.
Or you could go, and this is sort of cheating, but the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill
Tyreek Hill.
and Kelsey.
Travis Kelce
Travis Kelsey
is a tight end.
is
Yeah,
a tight
still.
end, but man, doesn't he looks like a wide receiver to me,
Yeah.
because he's not blocking most of the time. He's
No,
just set out in
he's
the
a run.
slot. Yeah. But there's very few and far that have 2 top 10, and
It's
DK Metcalf is just gonna get
DK
better
Metcalf
and better.
And Tyler
yeah.
Lockett, right?
And Tyler Lockett, yeah. I mean,
He's Allen Iverson. That was on one of his NFL films about Lockett. He's like Allen Iverson. He's like, I like to cross them over.
yeah,
But that's how he gets open. He just jukes them out at the line of scrimmage. And
for
he's
sure.
open.
I mean, he's got
Yeah.
speed, he's got strength.
DK scares me. Did
He
you see
does.
DK running down my boy Buda Baker?
Yeah.
Buda thought he was going to get a pick 6. Oh, no. I was like, oh, hell
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
Did you see him?
You got 4.4 speed. You
He
got.
caught him with a 50-yard.
I don't really see many weaknesses in this game.
He doesn't have any. It's
Yeah.
all on Wilson.
It's true.
Wilson got to
It's
throw it
on
to him.
Wilson getting it to him.
Yeah.
And they even addressed the O-line. The Oakland Raiders were giving away.
Oakland Raiders.
Sorry. The Las Vegas Raiders were giving away good offensive linemen.
Yeah,
They gave
giving
one
away
to
for-
your team, the center. I forget
Oh,
his
yeah.
name.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and left guard Gabe
Thanks, guard.
Jackson.
Yeah.
So, and then what I would do on the defensive side of the Seahawks is I would let Bobby Wagner and safety Jamal Adams sort of coach and apply the pressure there. Hopefully you have an awesome defensive coordinator like what Brandon Staley did with the Rams or what he's going to do with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Because those are 2 Pro Bowl Hall of Fame type defensive players, So, I mean, you can build a defense around Bobby Wagner and safety Jamal Adams. They signed safety Jamal Adams to a
From the
big
Jets.
contract.
Yeah.
And, dude, I've never seen a safety, just be all over the field. He had 9.5 or 10 sacks.
He's happy because he's not on the Jets. He was
yeah.
literally all the Jets had.
Yeah,
before
for
they
sure.
traded him.
I mean, this guy can cover in the backfield. He could set up into a linebacker spot. He could be an edge rusher. I've never heard of a safety being an edge rusher.
He's basically like James for the Chargers, the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, Derwin James.
Yeah, he can do everything.
For sure.
Actually, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Dang, who was the old safety for the Seahawks before?
Oh,
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, yes. He's very much an Earl Thomas. Almost packaged in the same way, too.
Seahawks
just
love
a
it. They're like,
ball
oh, yay,
of
perfect.
energy. Yeah. All right, number 8, Titans.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Okay.
because you got arguably, oh, not even arguably, the greatest high school running back of all time. Come on, say his name.
Derrick Henry?
Yeah, Derrick Henry is the greatest high school running back of all time. Have you seen his stats?
No, but I can imagine someone that big like playing high school.
Yo,
It's
I
almost
watched
not fair.
his highlights on
and then you go to Alabama.
Still same.
Yeah.
You think someone so big couldn't be that fast?
Yeah,
He's fast. It makes no sense.
6'3", 247. I'm sure under 4.5 speed.
It's like 4.4 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
4.4.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
So here's my truth.
Here's the truth.
Feed the beast.
Yes, hand it to him. Yes.
Derrick Henry ran for over 2,000 yards last year.
Yep.
And good luck defenses throwing 8-man, sometimes 9-man boxes to
He
stop
still went
Henry.
through him.
Yeah, but should they do that? It's
action.
going to be really tough because you have A.J. Brown and newly acquired Julio Jones
Yep.
stretching the field, requiring the safeties' attention.
Yep.
And that means huge running lanes for the Beast to roam through.
He's truly the beast.
Yeah. And you know what? Tannehill is more than a capable quarterback.
Oh, yeah, he's actually good.
Did you know that he's top 5 in throwing touchdowns since he started with the Titans? So you have like Patrick Mahomes, you have Aaron Rodgers, I want to say you have Tom Brady, so he's like 4th or 5th.
Oh, no, I figured he was because I could tell on the play.
He's got a nice touch on his ball, so being able to do the play action, like, oh my God, here comes Derrick Henry. Oh no, wait a minute, he's pulling back and throwing to Julio and A.J. Brown and whatever tight ends that they have.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and you know what? I would do that mixture of feed the beast and throwing passes to A.J. Brown and Julio Jones and turn into long drives because that Titans defense is going to appreciate the fact that they don't have to play. The more they play, the worse this team is.
Yeah.
You know, they have one of the worst secondaries, and that doesn't help. They brought in Bud Dupree from the Steelers to add a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't really help when you're the only star you have on defense.
Yeah. So please run Derrick Henry, Titans, because I remember a couple years ago, the Titans had 4 9-7 seasons, and the reason they would have these 9-7 seasons is because Derrick Henry for the first half of the season would sit on the bench.
Yeah.
I remember drafting Derrick Henry in one of my fantasy football leagues when I played for the last time a couple years ago. And it's like, it was so sad, like, always having him on the bench. I mean, I would imagine Derrick Henry is easily a top 3 pick in fantasy football because the top 6, 7, 8 picks is always running backs.
Yeah, always.
You know, so Kamara, Henry, Nick Chubb. I don't know. There's a few select ones that you're going to use your first round top pick with. And so there's no way that I should have had Derrick Henry on the bench when he's a top 5. So I think they finally figured out that problem. And maybe they didn't want to put the mileage on Derrick Henry. But, run the ball through Derrick Henry. They're going to be impossible to stop. I think the defense is going to hold them back a little bit, especially as they get further along in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But we saw what they did with their offense 2 years ago, you know?
Oh, I saw.
When they beat the Ravens and then they
beat the Patriots.
Beat the Patriots, both on the road.
Denied, yeah.
Yeah, and then we're up on the Chiefs.
The Chiefs came back, though.
Yeah, it was just too much offense for them. So, yeah. All right, number 7, 49ers.
Bias.
The Niners could be anywhere from number 5 to number 12. You know, they could
because of their quarterback.
Because of their quarterback situation.
You don't know yet. Yeah.
Want to hear the truth?
Let's hear the truth.
All right. Kyle Shanahan should emphasize the run game. Okay?
Okay.
let's go back to what worked, what got you to the Super Bowl. An aggressive defense. Most of your defenders are back. You have Pro Bowlers at every level. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, who they signed to a big, their linebacker to a big contract.
Yeah, Fred Warner's good.
And then they're not that good in the secondary, but like someone like Jimmy Ward, one of the safeties. You know what? I mean, had you run in both those Super Bowls, you would have had or helped your teams win 2 Super Bowl titles.
But the Ravens got it, and then the Chiefs got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
How's it feel?
No. I'm not. He wasn't with the. Not talking. I'm talking the Shanahan.
Oh, Shanahan.
Yeah,
right.
if he would have
Never
ran
mind.
it
Yeah.
up 28-3, they would have beat the Patriots.
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad.
And had they
don't like to
ran it
run.
with Raheem Mostert,
Nope. Let's throw it.
then
Let's
they
throw
would
it
have
at the
beat the
Chiefs.
Chiefs
Let's
up
throw it.
10.
Let's
Okay,
throw-
so go back to what works.
Yeah. Anger and rage detected.
Yeah. They've addressed the O-line. They signed left tackle Trent Williams to a long-term contract, one of the best left tackles in the league.
That's a
The
good
Chiefs
signing.
tried to steal him, and they added another important piece to center Alex Mack from the Falcons. And then you have a whole stable of running backs. You have Mostert, you have Trey Sermon, you have Jeff Wilson Jr., who had some freak accident, but he'll be back halfway through the season.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then there's always some running back that I'd never heard of. That
The 4th string.
yeah, I mean, it's basically him running his dad's system when you never knew who the Denver Broncos running back was going to be or start, but they'd always go for 1,000 yards.
How about the here, if you can say the fullback's last name, I'll
I
let you off
can't.
the hook.
I can't. I just know him as the Juice.
The Juice.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the running backs in there too, and they should use
He's a
him more.
fullback though.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as
He's just a back from that system.
yeah, I mean, they sneak him out of the backfield, and he could carry some for some short yardage situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So along with that, you know, you have a nice trio of pass catchers. You have Kittles, who's you want to stay in to block because he drastically helps your run game. And then you have Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk probably being the more desirable wide receiver because he just did crazy stuff last year. He had some nice stats in the injury marred season of the 49ers. But, man, he was just like there was one play where he caught it and he just like glided through the last 5 yards into the end zone like he had some Peter Pan magic dust sprinkled on him, and he just like it was awesome. So I hope to see more of that. I think Trey Lance is the final piece of the puzzle. I'm hoping they use him sooner or later. But if they have to use Jimmy G, I mean, he's playing teams like the Lions and the Eagles.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Are they playing the Texans this year?
No. Well, yes, they do play the Texans. Yes.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Why'd you have to they play the Texans?
And then you lose.
Oh.
I'm saying if you lost to the Texans, then they bring in Trey Lance because Jimmy G lost to the Texans.
That's late in the season,
That'd be
so that's
hilarious.
probably not a possibility. Okay. Number 6, the Ravens.
I mean, you got Lamar Jackson. You have to put him up high.
Yeah.
It's Lamar. He you know how fast he runs?
Yes.
He's gone. It's like
Well, that's my truth. And what my truth is don't try to turn Lamar Jackson into a pocket passer.
make him run. Let him run.
Yes.
Let him,
Go back to
please.
what worked. I mean, does he need to throw more and like
Yeah, but not too much.
but not too much because you're taking away his strength. So that has a lot to do with Greg Roman, his offensive coordinator, who was also the offensive coordinator for Kaepernick when he was having his amazing years. And then he scaled back trying to make him a pocket passer.
Doesn't work.
And that was the end of Kaepernick's career,
Yeah.
along with Anil Down.
We don't talk about that.
And we don't talk about that. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Still have my Kaepernick jersey in my closet, but that's okay.
Just burn it. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what? No team in the NFL has a better 3-teamer than the Ravens. And when I mean 3-teamer, what I mean is, what do I mean?
3-teamer. Isn't that 3 teams that they face in a row, right?
No.
What is it?
What it is that there's 3 teams on each. There's 3 specialized units on each team. You have your offensive unit, you have your defensive unit, and you have your special teams unit.
Oh,
That's what I mean by one of the best 3 teams.
So some people don't have that though.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so, you have the number 1 run team. You got a top 10 defense.
And the best special teams. Did you see that kicker and punter?
Yes. I mean, Tucker is the 92%. I don't think he's ever missed a major field goal in his career. Doesn't miss extra points. And then the punter is right up there too, which creates field position. So, basically, if there's an Achilles to the Ravens, it's dealing with high potent offenses.
Yeah, because running the ball doesn't work. You have to throw it.
Right. You have to abandon the run game once the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a perfect example. The 3 times that they've played them.
Yeah.
A team like the Chiefs or the Bills or the Browns, they're just going to put so many scores on you that it's going to force you to abandon the run, which leads to Lamar Jackson forcing the pass.
And getting picked.
Yeah. And so Lamar's legs are his superpower.
Yeah.
So he needs to stick with that. So if you could somehow run more than what you did last year, but not as much as you run in your MVP season, because you do need to be able to pass to advance in the playoffs. Okay.
Definitely.
Number 5.
Top 5, baby.
Top 5. Packers.
Because Aaron Rodgers.
Because Aaron Rodgers. So
and also how carefree he looks. Did you see him? He doesn't care.
No.
He's like, I'm gonna throw it this way. I'm gonna throw. You got the hippie headband on.
Oh,
you see that? Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah. He's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
So here's the truth. In case you're interested.
Oh, I'm interested. Let's hear the truth. The sports truth.
The sports truth. And the truth that'll set the Packer fans free.
Free.
Packers need to give Aaron Rodgers Tom Brady status.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He wants some type of wide receiver to stay. No problem. He wants to go for it on 4th down. No problem. Okay? You put the crown on the king. Okay? No fan gives a shit about the general manager.
They don't even know their names.
Exactly.
And besides, the fans are the owners anyway.
Right. Or for that matter, the coach.
Yeah.
You know?
No one cares.
And I believe that the Packers possess the best trifecta. Do you know what I mean when I say trifecta?
I think is it the ownership that you're trying to say?
That's one trifecta. The owner, the coach, quarterback. This one is the trifecta is quarterback, wide receiver, running back.
Oh yeah. They definitely have.
So you got Aaron Rodgers, one of the best of all time. You have Devontae Adams, which has
probably
like 18,
best,
20 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Top wide receiver on the board.
Yep.
I personally think he's the best
and
wide
the running
receiver.
back.
Yeah, and then the running back, Aaron Jones, who could run the ball, catch the ball.
Everything.
It's going to be
crazy.
You'd be hard pressed to find a better 3 in football. And you know what? There's lots of weapons. I know they haven't drafted in the first round offensive weapons, unless you consider Jordan Love.
Who did not look good in preseason, by the way. He did not look good at all.
And then he got injured on top of that.
Huh.
But, okay, so if you're looking for, like, okay, where are these, besides Devontae Adams, there's got to be other ones. Okay, well, Randall Cobb's come back.
Yep.
He's not the player who he used to be, but he's got that understanding and chemistry and history with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and then you're going to have a younger version of Randall Cobb who's going to play in the slot. He's the Clemson wide receiver, Amari Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
He is Randall Cobb at his best. Okay.
Oh, great. This is going to be... This is going to be... Rodgers is going to get a lot of yards and points.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of touchdowns.
You know, then you have Lazar. Is that his name?
I think it's Lazar,
Yeah, or Lizard or something like that.
What was that?
I don't know.
Was that a scream or the...
No,
siren?
it was the siren, yeah.
Oh, I was like, man.
And then you have other Scantling. They're sort of weird names. That's why I don't remember them.
Yeah.
But
like the juice.
And that tight end, they're I forget what his name was, but he had like 10 touchdowns last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thanks, Aaron Rodgers.
this offense is it's loaded. and you got a bigger chip on Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he doesn't have a chip. He's like, la 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 la, carefree. He's like, here's 50 touchdowns casually. I'm just gonna toss it. Here you go.
Yeah.
And he's gonna flip off the GM
I
as he
think
walks
he's
by.
in his groove. He
Yeah.
realizes that he's been anointed
Yep.
the top dog again, and he's got a little bit more say.
Yep.
And the defense, they have a nice combination of edge rushers and top 10 corners. So
It's the Packers, man. They always seem to be good.
yeah, I mean, if they had a corner to break up that pass on Brady, maybe they get the ball back and Rodgers drives them to.
No. Said LaFleur.
So
Let's
if
kick a field
you
goal.
remember that,
Yeah.
the flag was late. Okay, so
Yeah.
there was some bumping going
Yes.
on, but then nothing happened,
And then a flag.
and then a flag. You know,
Because it's Brady.
because it's Brady. Exactly. Brady's like.
Brady
gives
looks
him
at
a
him like,
look at
like
to the
that's your
ref,
cue.
like,
Yeah, that's your cue. Yeah, we're paying you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess lastly, what I want to say is pressure makes diamonds, but it also busts pipes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur and the Packers in general handle this will determine how far
They go.
They go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So and this is probably Rodgers' last ride with the Pack, so he's going to try to make it memorable. I just think like if anything goes bad, injuries, a tough loss, it could go downhill really quick.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. But as long as they're winning games and Aaron Rodgers is doing his thing, they're deserving of their top 5 spot. Okay, number 4, Bills.
One running back away, as my boy Milton says.
Exactly. Until you find a running game to complement your explosive passing game,
Yes.
Bills Mafia will have to be reminded of their Super Bowl years.
And reminded of the
Of
Hail
it.
Murray.
Yeah, I'm reminded of the
Because if he'd run the ball out, my boy Murray would never gotten the Hail Mary off.
No,
Just saying.
No, for sure. I mean, you know what? The Bills, they check every box. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Sean McDermott built the team in his image. He says he wants to be humble but hungry. He built the defense from the back to the front. Most defensive coordinators, what he is,
Front to back, yeah.
build the front line, and then so that was interesting, and that's why they have one of the sickest secondaries. Available.
They scare me, yeah. If
Yeah.
you're trying to pass against them, yeah, good luck.
Then they drafted Josh Allen. Then they added a deep threat, which was Stephon Diggs. In this last draft, they beefed up the offensive line. To me, there's really no threat in the AFC East.
Not really. No.
But once you get to the playoffs, it's a whole new game, and you're playing the big boys.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to take a painful playoff loss and the lack of a stud running back to realize that next year in the draft, your first priority is draft a running back or pilfer one off of a free agent.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out.
All right. I hear this.
What if
What if?
the Bills somehow did some massive trade or something,
Okay.
and they got themselves Christian McCaffrey?
Wow.
What? I'm just saying.
At that point,
It's over.
yeah. I mean, move over, Chiefs,
Yeah.
Browns. Yeah. Oh my God.
There you go.
That-
Do it. Make it happen. Sorry, Matt Rule.
Yeah.
Here, there you go, Matt Rule. You can
I
trade.
think at first they were telling Matt Rule to trade out Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, trade
and
Christian McCaffrey
start
for a
over.
quarterback. I
I don't think he's going to do that.
Do it. Get all three first round
what
picks.
I would do is
From the Bills.
eventually Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going to want the big contract, and you're only going to be able to keep one of them.
Yeah, one of them.
If you could have a Kareem Hunt on the Bills,
Yes.
you will be very Chiefs-like, where you have
Scary.
a gun for at quarterback
Yeah.
with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs on the deep,
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey catching, running. Oh, and their defense. Oh man, yes. Then Bills Mafia.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Give all your first round picks to the to
Yeah.
Matt Rule.
You need a running back. I think they had like 8 running backs on their roster,
And
which
none of
means
them
that
are
they're
really
somewhat
great.
addressing them. But yeah,
Ugh.
I don't know.
Just saying, that was my only what if scenario.
Yeah,
Just for you, buddy.
For sure. I mean, they got caught in their own trap when they played the Chiefs, and they're gonna pass the ball, so let's drop everybody back. Let's rush everybody against Josh Allen. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sean McDermott in that game, I mean, he was kicking field goals instead of touchdowns. So,
you can't really
and Matt
do
LaFleur did the same thing by passing up on going for a touchdown to tie the game or win the game. So that's what those two coaches that are ranked number 5 and 4, you need to man up.
Yep.
And you need to,
They're afraid of losing their job instead of doing their job.
right, exactly. And most of the season they're not. It's just when it gets pressure like that. That's why I said you could make diamonds and have them in your Super Bowl ring, or you could burst pipes and be flooded and
have shit all over your face from the syrup pipe. And to quote one of my favorite quotes from, I think it's Herm Edwards, right? You play to win the game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, number 3.
Here we go, top 3.
Okay, Browns.
Yeah, good choice.
Truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Truth.
Don't let OBJ mess up the team chemistry. Okay? They don't need you. You need them.
Yeah.
Okay? The heroes of this team are not the diva wide receiver.
Nope.
It's not even the popular quarterback.
No.
Okay?
I know who it is. Continue, though.
Yeah. What it is the 1-2 punch of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You have 2 number 1 running backs in the backfield.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And they're both capable of being a dual threat running back. Nick Chubb can run, catch out of the backfield. Kareem Hunt is better on the fly, but he can do some running too. The fact that they have 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Running backs, yeah.
What did I say?
You said quarterbacks.
Quarterback, yeah.
2 Pro Bowl running backs and 1 Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, that's not even fair.
That's not fair.
That's where I could see the glimmer of like, oh man, maybe the Browns will have something. They got Kareem Hunt because the Chiefs
got rid of
bailed on him because Kareem Hunt had some crazy girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I guess.
Well, one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're running behind one of the best offensive lines in football. You can see all this happening in the last couple years. They got left tackle Conklin from the Titans and started to build their offensive line.
Yeah, I can see that.
Went through the draft and got some awesome offensive linemen.
What about their defense?
Their defense, a once suspect defense.
Not suspect now.
Heavily fortified. You got Jadeveon Clowney opposite of Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jadeveon Clowney is going to have one-on-ones because you're going to have to double up on Myles Garrett.
You have to.
Yeah, and the secondary was upgraded through the draft and through stealing the Rams free agents of...
I'm trying to remember his name. The corner.
John Johnson.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He stole him.
I forget who the other one was, but a safety and a corner.
Yeah.
And so and you know what? You give it up to the coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. So I'm sure he's the one that's going to be dealing with it and say if something happens and OBJ gets out of hand, be like,
cut him.
Shut up, bitch. This ain't your team. This is my team that I run.
And you're just part of it.
Through Chubb and Kareem Hunt and
you're just here for the play action pass.
Yeah, and I got and he had crazy stats. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
I want to say
for
the second half of the season he threw like 1 interception, and we saw what they could do. They blew out the freaking Steelers. On the verge.
That made me laugh, by the way. It was like 28-0 in the first quarter or something.
Yeah.
I was laughing already.
On the verge of beating the Chiefs at home. And I know Patrick Mahomes was out, and that was the reason they were able to sneak in. But, man, the Browns are like Super Bowl or bust. Anything short of going to the Super Bowl
disappointment
would be a disappointment.
So it's literally NFL Draft Day, the movie.
Yeah.
Confirmed again.
You know what?
Every time.
Yeah, I never thought that was possible, but
Here we go.
All right. Number 2, Chiefs. I know a lot of people would be like, oh, the Bucs and then the Chiefs, but we're not ESPN.
No,
okay?
we're not.
We're going for the truth, not the popularity.
Right.
Okay? Truth?
Truth.
The fact that they turned their Super Bowl weakness into a strength was definitely a champion decision. Okay? The offensive line was gutted and replaced with quality free agents through high draft picks, trades, COVID opt-outs that opted back in this year.
And the retired person came back, right? Didn't someone who was retired come back?
Yeah. Someone came out of
Kyle Long, I
retirement.
think.
Yeah. So you have free agents, high draft picks, trades, COVID opt-outs, opting back in, and people coming out of retirement. I want to say it was Kyle Long.
It's Kyle Long,
Yeah.
Kyle Long.
Joe Thuney,
That's
who's
crazy.
another really good guard.
Yeah.
And Orlando Brown Jr. at left tackle. I mean, for you to get rid of both your starting tackles and start over, I mean, they were going big because they were going for Trent Williams. Is that his name for the 49ers?
For the 49ers, yeah. Your boy.
Which I'm glad they didn't because they would have ruined my whole Niner season.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you're telling me that you're going to have an offensive line that's going to protect Patrick Mahomes. We saw what he did when he didn't have time, where he was throwing Matrix style on the ground, and
he was horizontal to the ground, parallel to it. He still threw it perfect. Okay. The guy just dropped it.
So
perfect.
Now he's going to have all the time in the world to draw back, see if Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce
is open,
or any of the other. They have some nice speedsters on there.
Running backs too.
And then running backs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you need to use Clyde Edwards. I hate saying Allaire.
Clyde Edwards.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him
He's really good though.
No. What I'm saying is I hate saying his whole name, so I'm just gonna call him Clyde Edwards. Yeah, what I saw in the preseason, I liked a lot. So with that line, run the ball with Clyde, have him out of the backfield to where, I think not having him towards the end of the season ended up hurting the Chiefs as well.
Yeah, because they could have ran the ball.
I don't see him punting much. I really don't. I mean, the punter is going to punt like 15 times all year.
The punter's going to get paid to basically do nothing. That's like the dream job.
Yeah.
Get paid millions to just sit on the bench.
Absolutely. And you know what? The defense is definitely in good hands. And I say that because of a couple things. Steve Spagnuolo, who, because of him, he should be given credit for 2 Super Bowl wins, of course, against the Niners. When he put pressure on Garoppolo to just mess up the Niners' timing. And then also, he was the one who ruined Brady's perfect season. He was
on the Giants?
He was the defensive coordinator that had that awesome Giants defense and put pressure on Brady and held him to 13 points?
Yeah, it was. He only rushed 4 too.
Yeah, and
it was just Justin Tuck, Osi Manura. The other 2. That was it.
Michael Strahan
still got to him.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. Poor Belichick.
So I know. So a 4th straight AFC Championship appearance seems
pretty good.
Very likely, and they do have players on defense. They got who's the defensive? Not Chandler Jones because that's the Arizona Cardinals one. But
it's the defensive Chris Jones.
Defensive
tackle.
Yeah, and
the other Jones.
Tyrann Mathieu might be
the Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger might be one of the best.
He was, but not in that Super Bowl. He was getting so mad that he wasn't doing well.
Yeah,
I mean, you noticed, right?
Oh no, for
he was
sure.
yelling.
For
I was like, dude, you're just embarrassing yourself.
No matter what he did, it didn't matter. Even if he played
the
perfect game. Yeah. So yeah. And number 1.
We know who it is. Drum roll.
Do we know who the number 1 receiver is?
And boom.
The Bucks.
The Bucks, of course. Okay. Is there anything that needs to be said?
Okay.
Is there anything?
How about we start off with the truth?
The truth.
The truth. Okay. This one was the easy truth. Okay. Put your trust in Tom Brady. Follow the Pied Piper. This guy has won 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Now coming up with his 8th. He's familiar with Bruce Arians and his teammates. And I think it's just going to lead to early domination. I mean, I see them winning their first 10, 12 straight games, maybe a couple close ones in between. But he's got everything. I mean, it's almost not fair. A trio of running backs to go with Fournette, Ronald Jones, Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, so he's got his running back by committee there. Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. Those are his top 3 wide receivers. I'm not even going into
the 4th and 5th.
The 4th is some white dude that was
Gronkowski.
No, not that white dude. Oh. There was another
I know
sort of white dude that was catching bombs all the time before everything gelled.
Yeah.
And then they got a solid offensive line. It lacks a little bit of depth, but I'm just nitpicking here.
You have to nitpick when it's just good. It's crazy.
And on the other side is perhaps the real superstar of the team,
The defense.
Their front seven specifically.
Yeah.
It has it all. I mean, you want beef in the front, immovable objects in Vita Vea and Sue.
Yep.
You want edge rushers coming from the edge, coming from the linebacker spots. Linebackers like who do we have? Devin White.
Yeah.
Right?
Devin White.
I was going to say Devin Bush,
really
but
good
that's
one.
still, yeah. Shaquille Barrett,
Barrett's the one that
Levante
scares me.
David. I mean, they are sideline to sideline linebackers.
It's the linebacking core that's impressive.
I think when it's all said and done, if you said pick a linebacker that we will mention in the terms of Ray Lewis, Mike Singletary, give me a couple other linebackers that are like in that elite status.
So Ray Lewis, Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher. Yeah.
10 years from now, we'll be like, man, Devin White is just a baller. I mean, sure. he intercepts. He blows up plays in the backfield. If you're trying to get outside, he's already going to meet you on the sideline. So, and the secondary isn't that bad. I mean, overall, you can include their defense. I mean, you have Antoine Winfield Jr.
He's really good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like...
Is he the one that picked off
in the
Mahomes and then...
Yes.
And then taunted Tyreek Hill? I think that was him, right? Who did the peace sign to Tyreek? Was it Antoine Winfield? I think it was.
I think it was.
Yeah. Because he did it to him earlier.
But there's so many players possible of all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Bucs are deserving until you beat the champ.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat the champ. And so, yes, sports fans... I gave you 32 truths for each one of your teams. If they follow this, from forcing owners to sell, to trusting certain coaches, to trusting certain quarterbacks, to needing certain pieces, this is what I have for the power rankings.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to add to...
Yeah, the Bucs had all 22 starters come back.
Yes,
22. Never happened before. It's just the amount of gelling and familiarity.
When it hasn't happened since '77, which was the Raiders when they won the Super Bowl prior to that.
Yeah.
And I think even that '77 Raiders team isn't gonna compete with this team unless you're playing by '77 rules.
Yeah.
Then maybe you got a chance because then you could hold on to those wide receivers.
Yeah, I could hold them.
You know, what's that thing called? Shank.
Yeah. Stick him.
Brady while he's underneath the pile.
Yeah.
But you can't do that shit anymore.
No.
So
excuse our language.
Yeah. Excuse
anyway, language. So this has gotten really long. It's almost 2.5 hours long.
Oh my god, are you serious?
We're gonna have to go here. So thank you for listening in.
Wow.
And have a good day.
Oh my god.
Happy 20th episode, guys. Bye.